let's talk about some One Piece. So, obviously, we're on hiatus, break. We got a whole month. We're just going to sit here and basically not get new chapters. We got some road collapse stuff, which we'll talk about later, but it's basically a dry spell. So, let's start off with what we had last 1053. And we can bounce like back and forth. We'll start with Ike this time, then the next topic we'll start with Nejima. So, Ike, how did you feel about 1053?
Liked it. I mean, when it came to bounties and stuff like that, definitely not what I expected. But as like the weeks went on and everyone was like talking about, I was like, okay, some bounties are lower due to trying not to hype up like Luffy and such. When it comes to near the end with Ryo Kyogu, I was like, I wasn't expecting this at all. Him to be like this and to be this strong, and how scary his presence is approaching to the next chapter. But yeah, I liked it. Not as much as 1052, but I still liked it a lot.
People were more on board 1053 than 1052.
Yes,
as far as I remember.
Absolutely. Like 1052 felt like a really nice, really clean setup chapter. And then like 1053 was kind of like the reveal of a bunch of the stuff of 1052, and it just, I don't know. Like it was like, okay. Like we were waiting for the bounty, we got the bounty. We were waiting for this, we got that. That was nice. Personally, I'm one of the people, I was not a fan of the bounties. I was so angry. about the bounties. I do not like them. First of all, my boy Luffy fought a Yonko 1-on-1. To be fair, it was after a bunch of people fought him, but like this man did it 1-on-1. He should have been like at least like they could have prices righted it and made it like 3 billion and one, and I would have been like slightly happier. But like it just like in the context,
a little better.
Yeah, like it would just in the context of what's happening with I know they want to hide the whole Joy Boy. I think it's stupid that they like now want to get rid of the D. Like people aren't just gonna forget like, hey, didn't he have a D in his initial? Like no one's gonna just forget that. And like the fact that like even though he's tied in bounty with the rest of these guys, how like they're not Yonko. I don't know. It was just really like perplexing, and I was kind of like, "Hey Oda, like, I know you have like an idea here, but like I don't know what it is, and like I'm confused right now."
See, my thing is, so they're obviously trying to hide that Luffy is Joy Boy.
Yes,
like they're trying to cover it up as much as they can. So I assume that they gave equal bounties to not make Luffy seem like such a major threat. Yeah, because otherwise. Kid definitely ain't worth that much. He can get right here. Law, I can see.
The kid
for his devil fruit alone. Law for his devil fruit alone should have been way more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I think it definitely should have been Branch for like Luffy, Law, Kid, as far as like who should have got the most in far as their bounty races go. I can see why they're trying to equalize it, because basically they screwed up. They did the whole what they were trying to do with Gold Roger. They kind of failed with Luffy for some odd reason.
They're not his equals by any measure. They're not.
Yeah, they're not. It didn't work out. I forgot that in 52, freaking Hawkins died.
Yeah,
that completely.
Bro,
but
I didn't care about Basil Hawkins' death. I didn't care about Ash. Well, not care, but like it wasn't impactful. Ashura Doji's death wasn't impactful. Basil Hawkins was kind of interesting, and then who was the other scabbard that died? Oh,
Izo.
That I did not see that coming. I was like, wait, Izo's dead? I was like, really?
I expected Ashura Doji to die. I was like, he's the one that could die. And then another one, I was like, it could be like
I was saying Neko and Inu.
But yeah, I was gonna say Inu might have died, or Kappa Man might have died as well.
Oh,
Kawamatsu.
But I did not expect Izo to die. I feel bad for Marco, man.
Marco out here struggling.
And then I was
Marco's struggling.
And I was poor Marco. And I was kind of blown that like, everyone like Kiriman and who was the other person? Kawamatsu are over at the, shrines or whatever, like pouring one out for the homie. And Izo's sister is just like chilling with I'm like, I was confused.
Yeah.
I think there's something with like the 7-day kind of time gap where there's probably some stuff that happened that we just weren't privy to seeing, which I think kind of sucks. But I think we kind of had a time limit to get to 1053 before the break.
Yeah.
So like that 7 days, I think skipped some of the. While it's not necessarily important to the story, more character development, like Kiku kind of mourning Izo and people having more time to mourn the losses.
Absolutely.
I thought Asura Doji was going to die when they initially showed him dead after the Odin clone. I was like, it makes sense for him to get rid of him. I didn't think that was all that was going to kill him. I thought he was going to show up one more time, and then something was going to kill him.
It's just really hard to know like what can kill people, what can't, and like I don't know. You cannot deny no matter how much you love Oda, you cannot deny that like, bruh, the last whatever portion of Wano rushed. It went from being like a drag to like.
I think he just there's so many ideas, and I think he has so much on his plate.
Yeah,
that it was kind of like, okay, we have to get to a place so we can focus on like the rest of the story.
Yeah,
absolutely, I agree. I concur.
The whole 3 deaths was insane because lots of people were like, "Is there no backlash to Wano? There's no like consequences or anything like that." And everyone's like, "Well, people don't really die in shonen and whatever." And then 1052 came out and it was bam, 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 3 people dead immediately.
But that meant nothing to me. Simply them dying didn't mean anything to me. Usually when Oda does death, he does it really good. And it was just kind of like, oh yeah, by the way, these guys died. Like when I was like, what, really? I had to like go back to the chapters and like Ashura Doji at the time, I didn't think he died, but after rereading, I was like, okay, it makes sense because you literally see in the following panels, like the scabbards like livid, like they're freaking out. And I just thought it was a matter of like, oh, it's because like, he got injured, but like, nah, they were like livid because like this man is like dead. So like that made sense. Izo, I had no clue. I thought he was just like out for the fight. I thought they like traded gun blows. Like he took like a regular Shigan or whatever. He shot the other dude. I thought they were just going to be like passed out until like the end of the war. That's what I thought happened there. And then who was the third?
Hawkins.
Yeah.
Hawkins, the 1% man.
We talked about this last time. I do not like Hawkins. I hated him. I thought he's a crappy character, crappy power. I hate people like that, like who just rely on like fate or whatever. You're so lame. So like I was like, whatever, good. Get out of here. Get out the story. We didn't want you.
Did they confirm that he was dead? Because it was like he passed out and he said he was 1%.
It's my headcanon. I want him to be dead, so therefore he is.
Yeah, I think basically that's the thing with One Piece is that, when they kind of give us these deaths, we've been trained almost to not believe it until like it's like spoken, the true word, like dead. Yeah. So like that's kind of the thing with Ashura Doji is that he very well could have died in that scene that we saw, but everyone was like, "All right, he's fine. He'll be back later."
Yeah. He's good. Yeah, he's fine.
And then she's like, "Nah, man was later. Man was charcoal."
Yeah.
But I completely forgot that. I guess even though we're talking about like 1053 kind of in there, like a lot of stuff kind of builds up to what we got in 1053. But back to 1053.
Mm-hmm.
How do we feel about Pluton? How do we feel about the ancient weapon, which we thought was in Alabaster for so long? Turns out it's in Wano.
I'm totally cool with that. It makes so much sense in the grand scheme of like, oh my God, what's in Wano? Why is Wano so important? Yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. And so like now we know, okay, it's on Wano. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that there are like numerous islands on Wano. Maybe it has something to do with the weird sea currents in Wano. So I'm very excited to see how Oda finally like wraps all that up and ties it in.
I want to know, where is it? Where is Pluton? Under Onigashima?
We thought it was a ship, right? We thought that Frankie had the blueprints, right? So like, if it's like an island or something, that's really interesting.
Yeah, or is it in the mountain that was mentioned once and never talked about ever again, based off of Mount Fuji? Is it under there?
Exactly. And then what was the other thing? Oh, is that what they're calling it now? What were you talking about? Onigashima? Or the
Oh
flying
yeah,
guy?
Marco said that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, there's a lot to be like had here. There's a lot to like question and think about here. So
Yeah, I think because we haven't. I don't know. I'm still hanging on to the idea that we have more from Kaido,
mhm.
and I feel like Kaido found it. I feel like that's why we haven't seen him in 7 days because he got shot underground,
Yeah.
and I would feel like Pluton's gonna be underground because where else is it gonna be?
Facts.
So like, if essentially a large portion of the underground is blown out through the volcano, could it have opened up a way to Pluton? Could he find Pluton and dip? Because
Bail
otherwise,
that out.
what do we do with Kaido? If Kaido gets back up and he's like, "All right, I want Wano back," he's taking Wano back. We saw that
Hey,
they're
quick,
having a hard time
gonna do a
stopping.
whole section. We're gonna do a whole section on Kaido, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I'm gonna save some stuff because I have some really big qualms with Wano right now and Kaido and like a bunch of stuff. So I'll wait till we get.
Yeah,
to that part.
I figured we had
But
like a Kaido section.
I can tell that you are of the opinion that Kaido and Big Mom are still alive.
Yes.
I am
yes.
also of that opinion. What about you, Ike?
Yeah, I mean, they gotta be, right? Like, they can't just be dead. Like, there's things that they need to finish that are still hanging. They need to be there and alive for those things to happen.
Do you think Big Mom is still at a point in the story where she's going to make it to Elbaf so we get that resolution?
Yep. I think she's relatively unaffected by.
You don't think
what happened?
You don't think that's not gonna? You don't think there's gonna be issues with bloat, like Big Mom bloat?
I mean, honestly, I like Big Mom as a character. I like when she shows up. I think some of her elements could be done better, but I actually enjoy when she shows up. So like, I don't have a problem with it. I know she's a bit more decisive as far as how many arcs she's been in, how she kind of tends to be repetitive. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm one of the people that could have done without her this arc, but I think the issue is what does Law and Kid do?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
When it comes to her, like, because we got that mention from the CP0 agent or someone on the snail, whatever it was, that her boat has arrived or something like that. Like, did they pick her up or did they find where she is?
I assume that she got shot out of the volcano and then her kids picked her up.
Okay.
Was that 1053? I'm checking.
I think that was.
I think
that was 1053.
You said her boat showed up?
No, it wasn't 1053. It was 1052.
Okay.
Was it 1052? Okay.
Wait, hold on. I'm looking right now.
Because I don't remember.
Yeah, it was 1052. Because all we got at the beginning of the chapter was Morgan's being loud.
Morgan being Morgans.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, in 52 they say that basically the government ships spotted Big Mom's ship, and then the communications were cut after that.
Okay.
Yeah. Who cut the communications?
That's what I was.
I'm assuming they got wiped out.
I thought for the longest time it was like Ryokyugu, but like now I'm realizing like it might not have been him.
Who'd you say?
I always thought it was just Big Mom's crew basically took them out. Like basically they spotted CP0 when CP0 spotted them, so they're like, all right, get y'all out the way.
Back to the Pluton thing.
Yeah.
I've heard lots of people say like, oh no, it's actually a person, but we know it's a battleship. And then I've heard people made the connection to what's his name?
Vegapunk?
No. The big huge guy in Blackbeard crew.
John Wolf?
Yeah, because he's the battleship. So I've seen people make that connection, and I'm like, I don't know about that, because people are also making the connection that Uranus is Vivi.
I get it. I think once we got,
I'm not necessarily a believer in that. I've just heard that.
Once we got Princess as Poseidon, that kind of set that particular standard of these ancient weapons can be people, because people were also saying that Yamato could be Pluton, and that Yamato would be traveling with Straw Hats, and like they have any trip. And I was like, no, it's not.
I'm not a fan of. Yeah, when we start getting like overly complicated like that, I'm just not the biggest fan of. But I would love to see Yamato join, but I would like to see her join as herself, not an Odin clone.
I would also like to see that. I think it would be cool if Yamato goes to like join, but with the entire like Odin facade, like I'm Odin, I want to join your crew, and if he's like, no, I want Yamato to join.
That's what I want to.
That's what I want.
I think a big chunk of the community is of that desire as well.
Yeah, like I don't want Odin. I want Yamato. So you're Yamato. I'm going to call you Yamato.
Exactly.
That's probably what Luffy's going to do.
Because I want Yamato to kind of be Yamato. I don't want like the Odin like psyche. Like I get it, and it didn't wear on me as much as I think it wore on a lot of people. But ultimately, I do want Yamato to just be Yamato.
Yes.
I think that'd be much cooler as a character.
She's been oppressed as a person, like, for her entire life. She's been, in prison, been told people can't trust her, this, that, and the other. And I think it's more along the lines of she wanted to be Oda because that was a figure of power that, like, stood up to her father, accomplished all these great things. And so, like, it's a reflection of, like, her desire to, like, be her own man/woman and like all these things. But I think it's more of a defense mechanism than like her actually like being Odin. And I want her to like realize she doesn't need that at this point.
I think it also ties into like Odin was stuck on Wano for so long, and he wanted to leave for so long, and he finally got to. And Yamato have been stuck on Wano for so long, wanted to leave, and they finally get to. So
it's like a very following the same path.
Exactly. Actually, I'm glad you said that because there was a video I wanted to do a while ago about like what Straw Hat, like who I think might join the Straw Hats and like the why and why nots for each of them. And the thing I said for like Yamato is that like Odin left Wano even though he should have quote unquote stayed. And when I say quote unquote stayed, it's because like if he had stayed, maybe the things that had happened and like Wano being taken over by Kaido may never have happened. We saw that like, there was a time where they were on equal footing. But also at the same time, that kind of, conflicts with the story's message of, freedom, right? And like, if he had stayed, it would have gone against, what he wanted. And you're supposed to do what you want. Like, that's what being a pirate is all about. That's what One Piece is all about. The freedom to do what you want and go out and not be like in holding to things. And so I was thinking of the same thing with Yamato. Like maybe if you're gonna actually like do this Odin thing, what would Odin do if he could like repeat things? And wouldn't it be stay and protect Wano, stay and protect Momo? So Oda could play this either way.
Yeah.
Also because Kaido mentioned that Yamato's fruit is the deity of Wano, the protector.
The deity, the guardian of Wano. That part too. So I'm just like, can you leave?
I was like, I need you to leave that. I want you to come with us. Forget Wano.
A video that I did, which was like, it was the battle between Yamato and Carrot, before Carrot became kind of irrelevant, was that when it comes to Yamato joining the crew, the only way that, I was like, I think I said in the video, like the only way that Yamato can join the crew is if Momo becomes older. And Momo did become older, so Momo can be the Shogun. So that means Yamato doesn't have to be, because like the guardian deity and everything like that. So now I'm kind of like, yeah, she's on the crew. That's just kind of like in my mindset now, but I don't know.
She declared it.
Depends on what Oda wants to do.
She declared it herself, so I'm more inclined to believe it. I still need that official. I'm like Jinbei with it though. Like I need to hear that from
Luffy. It's like, hold up.
But you brought up something that I want you both to touch on real quick. Are you guys satisfied with? How do you guys feel about two things? One, Momo being older, and two, Momo being Shogun.
It's weird because everyone, or at least a lot of people, love Momo. I don't care as much for Momo, so I wasn't really like, no, he can't be older. He has to go through all these trials and tribulations. I was like, okay, cool, he's older now. And then I was like, okay, cool, he's Shogun now. I feel like those are the roles he has to fulfill. I think he has cool moments, and I think ultimately this is the spot he should be in. And I also really didn't want him to join the crew, so I like him being Shogun. This fits well with my agenda.
This fits well with my agenda.
His tyrant agenda that he has laid out.
Yeah, that was, I don't know why that was so funny, but that was great. This fits well with my agenda.
It just, I don't know. He is. I think one of the things that was also keeping Yamato from being like a crew candidate was people were saying, since Momo is so young, he has to go travel and then come back to be Shogun. And while he's gone, Yamato will take place because for some reason they didn't want Hiyori to take place. But now that he's older, Yamato doesn't have to stay here and protect him.
So this is how I felt about it. One, I didn't like the aging thing. I was gonna like it if it was like beneficial to the raid, which obviously I know you guys are gonna bring up, like, but he held Onigashima, like, yeah, but like, oh, that was weird. Like, that was just some like final like Senkai-ish, where like he just randomly was like, I'm gonna do it, and like did it, and I was like, that was weird. I know this one YouTuber had like this idea that like as like their powers, like him and Kaido's powers were linked, and like as Kaido's waned, like his would get stronger. I never liked that theory and was glad that like that didn't like that wasn't the case. But I don't know. I was hoping that like we were gonna get to see him fight in human form. I kind of thought that like, that Zoro training him, that Kinemon training him was gonna have some like payoff. I was kind of hoping that him having Amano Habakiri was gonna have some payoff. He was gonna use the sword, like he was gonna Tsunachi. Like I was hoping all that was gonna tie in. Didn't get any of that. Also, like I just don't like. It makes me bothered, like just internally, that like this kid, like this dude, is gonna miss out on his childhood. I was talking to one of my friends, and they were like, "Well, everyone in One Piece misses out on their childhood." I was like, "Yes, but no. Like they've had rough childhoods, but they still got to be children, with the exception of like Robin, who like really didn't get to have a childhood. But even like the ones that had like rough childhoods still had like quote unquote childhoods, and like he just skipped through 20 years of his life, and he's no more mature than he was. He's no more like, literally, it's purely physical. It's purely physical, which honestly means nothing to me. I guess it looks better for like the people of Wano to see an adult at the helm. Like maybe there'll be less issues where like he's just a kid. But then that brings me to my next point, where like, why couldn't it have been Hiyori? I love the fact that like she has been in the deep of it for 20 years now. She knows the people and the citizens of Wano. The citizens and the people of Wano know her. They're already enamored by her. She's already loved by them. I would like to think that, during that 20 years, not only did she receive like training, but also learned about how like government works and stuff like that. So like I kind of always assumed that like it was gonna be a thing where like she does it until like Momo comes to a point where like he's able to, or something like that. And I was just like, a little weird to me. It was a little undeserved.
Momo, and when he changed ages and everyone's like, well, what does he look like? What does he look like? What does he look like? Is he going to look exactly like Odin? I was very happy that he didn't look exactly like Odin. That made me very happy with his design. When it came to him aging up, I was like, something needed to happen. I don't know what was going to happen, but something needed to happen. And I guess this canonically, or not canonically, but like with the powers that are there, makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
And I know that Shinobu?
Yes.
Shinobu? I know Shinobu had the power to be like, I want you to age exactly 20 years. You know what I mean? I know she had that. Like, I know she could just do that. I thought it was just like, you get old now. You know what I mean? Which is weird, but, and the question, like, there's still that question of, like, she aged him. What happens when she dies?
I don't know. I feel like when it comes to, like, what powers still remain after, like, the Devil Fruit user's deceased, I feel like Oda just purely leaves that to plot.
Yeah.
Whatever's best for the plot. And so in this situation, I think if she dies, he just stays the same age. I just think that's how it is.
Yeah, because like, whatever Toki did in the 800 years that she traveled, all those things aren't undone or anything like that. Like, people don't forget her or whatever.
Exactly.
It's all
I think
a time travel mumbo jumbo.
The effect works, because the way Shinobu's effect works is it's pretty immediate. Like, it's not like it changes the composition or makes it something different. It kind of just advances its age.
Uh-oh,
so I don't think things would. I was gonna say, it seems like the regression. I don't think there would be a regression to her fruit because I think certain things don't. They don't. They don't affect like real world elements. Like say Luffy changes something to rubber. I feel like at some point it's gonna go back to being normal.
Yeah.
Whereas if she ages something, that thing is just aged, whether she's in play or not.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It feels really weird because I don't think there's like an exact line of how that works, but
Yeah, because when you talk like that, it's like, if Kid magnetizes two things together, he dies, those things just go boop and become unmagnetized, right?
yeah.
But like Law splits someone in half, like with Kinemon. Split someone in half. One part is taken to Wano, the other part is taken to Punk Hazard. When Law dies, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like you don't
just meet in the middle,
piece back together.
Yeah.
So yeah, just to like add on to that, like, and it just makes sense based on the context of the power. Like, for example, if Shinobu like ages a fruit to the point of rotting or wood to a point of rotting, it's not like she's gonna die and it's gonna magically like the fruit reappear.
One thing about Momo that I was actually really happy with is that he wasn't a fighter. I desperately wanted him to basically be aged up, but still have the abilities of an 8-year-old. Like, I didn't want him to roll up and start, swinging a sword and taking out buildings. I didn't want his dragon form to have, like, all of Kaido's powers. I wanted him to basically be a novice.
Mary Lou. Or, no, a Harry Lou, or whatever it is. Whatever the male version
Yeah. I was like, nah, I need you to... I like the fact that you still don't have the ability to do things. Like, you didn't just get an age up and then all of a sudden all of your powers increased tenfold.
Yeah.
Like, you still... You start
hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
I think that would have been more off-putting. I was just gonna say I mentioned it like in a few videos. I really wanted him to do something other than flame clouds to land Onigashima. I was really hoping he would pull something else out. I think ultimately it was going up that way anyway. But I was like, this new thing.
Yeah,
give me something new.
So in terms of what you're saying, I totally agree. I didn't want him to immediately like. I'm not gonna lie. There was a part of me that thought maybe like the power would be it would extrapolate all his training to replicate like if he trained like this for 20 years, like and then like kind of like gone from Hunter X. Like I thought
that'd be OP.
I thought it could go that direction, but what I really wanted was I didn't want him to be like OP or anything, but I did want him to be able to hold his ground and do some things, and I think the perfect application of that would to either be the one to defeat Orochi or at least get one of his heads. Also speaking of Orochi, super disappointed in the fact that one, Yori did like nothing. She stuck the nail in him, which I still don't understand how she was able to do that, but whatever. She stuck the nail in him and then like proceeded to like sit there and watch him. And I'm like, yo, kill this dude! Kill this dude! This is your chance! Ooh, kill him! Ooh, kill him! What are you doing? Like, you have been like his like sex slave, probably. Like, this is a shonen, but we can read between the lines. You've probably been like his sex slave and like done other things. And like this is your like the guy that like killed your father, that is responsible for like your people suffering. All this and that and the other is right here, and like all you did was sing. I fuck with the fact that you sung. I love that, but like like I need more from you. Like, this is 20 years of like, this is 20 years coming. Also, I'm kind of sad that there was no resolution but I can't say that yet because Wano isn't over yet. But like, I'm kind of sad that there was no like whole like moral quandary about the Kazuki clan, right?
Yeah, I think we still have a bit more of Wano for that, but like, I guess
when are we gonna address that it was effed up what they did? Oh no, sorry, not the Kazumi, the Korazumi. Orochi Korazumi, right? Yeah. Yeah, not
yes,
Korazumi. Like, when are we gonna acknowledge that what they did was messed up? The samurai were messed up. They were messed up first.
Yeah, but I mean, who's gonna pay that price now? Like,
exactly.
Ultimately, taking it out on the rest of Wano doesn't really seem fair, and
yeah,
Orochi's a scumbag anyway. So Orochi and Kanjuro are scumbags.
Yeah.
it would be rehashing the whole like Doflamingo versus Corazon. Like just because you went through similar experiences, you still choose like how you like handle them.
When it comes to the 8, or when whoever gave the final blow on Orochi throughout Wano, I was like, who's gonna do it? Who's gonna do it? Is it gonna be Zoro because he promised Hiyori? Is it going to be Momonosuke because Momonosuke? Is it going to be Hiyori because Hiyori? And then I also thought, is it gonna be Denjiro or Kiyoshiro?
Yeah.
And it ended up being him, and I was okay with it.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, he also has been suffering for 20 years. And he contorted his face because of Orochi. So
yeah, it was a really nice parallel because you have like he was essentially Orochi's lapdog at the beginning.
Yeah.
And so he was cutting down Hiyori, and then it kind of comes full circle when he's cutting down Orochi instead of Hiyori this time. But I was just like, because Denjiro was gone for like months, like chapters and chapters, and Denjiro just wasn't there. And I was like, I assume he's going to show up for like some big thing, but like, is he just running around the castle right now, just trying to find Orochi? Like, where is he at? What is he doing?
Around. Yo, everyone! I remember like reading all the like everything. Like, hey, where's Denjiro? Where's Denjiro? So it was like finally like I'm glad everyone that was asking got to like got to see it.
Yeah,
it's like at least he came in and did something because like he was gone for a while. Kawamatsu vanished for a bit and eventually like showed back up in the open dome with Marco and all of them. Like the scabbers would just kind of disappear sometimes and then reappear in different elements.
Wasn't Kawamatsu the one who got like the short end of the stick when it came to doing cool things?
Yeah.
Did he do anything cool?
A lot too, like especially his introduction.
Yeah, because we got Kinemon who does Kinemon things. We have Kanjuro who obviously betrayer. We had Denjiro with all of his stuff and then killing Orochi. We had Astra Doji who was fighting the fake Odin and his life, and then we have Izo who did all his stuff. Kiku with her anger towards I just said his name, whatever. Betrayer Man.
Kanjuro.
Kanjuro, yeah. And then Betrayer we have Kawamatsu. And did I forget someone? Oh, Ino Neko. Yeah. Fought Jack and then fought the man who killed Pedro. They got their stuff. What did Kawamatsu do? Raizo got his giant water thing.
Oh yeah, you got the water scroll.
I'm not gonna lie, it was cool, but also Zunisha was literally right there.
Yeah, Zunisha could just wash it down.
Literally, she could have done the same, or he could have done the same thing. So like, I feel like I'm so angry because I've never been this critical of Oda before in my life.
It is so weird.
What did Kawamatsu do? Like, what did he do?
He's not one of the ones that got a slash on Orochi.
He did.
Okay.
He did.
But that's the extent of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't even the final hit, it was just a passing by.
That's why I thought he was gonna be the one who was gonna die. So I was like, Kawamatsu's the other one who's gonna die. Or like,
dead in the corner somewhere, so we haven't seen it.
Especially for Hiyori, seeing as to how like he did a big part of her upbringing up until what's his name? Denjiro took over.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really didn't do anything.
Yep.
Which is kind of sad because I think he had one of the coolest attacks on Kaido. With his like crescent moon slash that's like in a circle.
Yeah.
And that clears the Kaido's mouth. That was clean. Tough. I was like, hey, Kawamatsu.
That was super tough. Yeah, that's rough. That's a good point. Damn, I never thought about that. But you have to think about it. Didn't someone say like he originally had like 4 scabbards or something?
Yeah, originally it was a low number. I think that was in one of the
like
last of them. He was originally a low number.
4 scabbards, and then somehow it ended up being the.
I think usually the editors tend to butt in one way or another.
It's really hard to make you. It's really hard to make you care about everyone, and then to somehow find a way for everyone to do something. And then on top of that, it's not just about the scabbards. We have like all the other peripheral like pirates, like we had the law pirates, the kid pirates, like everyone needs to be able to do something. We had the other Shichibukai in like Basil Hawkins and
Drake.
like, yeah, so like there were a lot of moving pieces. There were so many moving pieces. It's hard. Like it's hard. I don't think maybe I couldn't have done like it's hard to like critique him because you realize how hard it was for him to do everything he did.
I mean, when it came to Drake, I was like, I don't know what's going to happen because we all know that Drake. We knew by that point, right? That Drake was already part of Sword before we got like the 6 flying captains introduction.
Yeah.
Did we?
No,
I think we had like a.
No, because he was like he tells we. Don't we find out during
we find out
he's talking to
during
Kobe, right?
Yeah, we find out during 956. He's talking to Kobe.
Yo, don't tell me you really just pulled that out your head.
Those are the legendary chapters, 956, 957.
Incredible. So much respect.
We find out about Sword in 956, and then we get the bounties in 957.
So much respect for you right there. I can't do that worth a damn. I don't know like what chapter. Like, I know when things happen. I don't know the specific chapter. That's incredible.
When did the when did the flying captains get introduced? Oh, right here. What chapter is this? Chapter. I don't know what chapter it is.
978, apparently.
978?
Yes.
And we
978? That's interesting. So I thought we would have seen the Tobiropo.
I mean, we saw page 1 in just page 1.
We saw page, but I thought we would see Drake talking about Queen before that, or was it after? Were we just following Drake around for a while?
Yeah, nice. I guess so. I think it was happening when we learned that the Shichibukai was abolished, right? Or no.
So,
yeah.
978, page 16, 17. Is like,
okay.
It's not when it's when we get to first actually see them all together, but I'm sure they were like referenced. Well, we were there. Are you talking about when they're first referenced or when we first actually like see them? And
we actually see them, like all 6 of them sitting
Oh, you get the whole panel of them. Okay.
Yeah. I was wondering what is Drake gonna do? Because like he's part of the Marines. Is he gonna like fight for Kaido even though he knows that he's just a secret agent or whatever? And in my mind, I was like, he's gonna join Luffy. Like before any of this happened, I was like, I know he's gonna join Luffy. But lots of people were like, what is he gonna do? I was like, he's gonna join Luffy. That's what's gonna happen, and it did happen. But I was just confused on what was gonna happen with him. And then Basil Hawkins and Apu, I was like, what are y'all doing? Because I know y'all aren't super loyal to Kaido. What are y'all doing? Or
Pooh
apparently
out here.
Yeah, Pooh just be doing whatever.
Oh,
and we all knew like
sad. I want to know so much more about the Toby. I just feel like all the things we usually get for Oda, we didn't get. Like we didn't get to flesh out like the Toby Rival. Like I'm so curious in like who Black Maria is. Like out of all of them, like she's the one that like I'm most interested in. Like we know nothing about her, man, and like we know she's smart enough to manipulate like devil fruit abilities. Like what? Like I want to know more about that. Where you get these horns from? Like why are you?
Yeah,
he is dope.
Like I'm frustrated.
Ulti got her shine, and so the rest of them.
Secretly, the kids of who? We don't know who their actual father is, right?
Right. Kaido found them basically in like.
Took them in.
I don't know if he adopted them, but he basically made them part of his crew.
Yeah.
With Ulti and Page 1, I was like, they're going to fight Straw Hats. I know they are. And we found out it was Nami and Usopp, and I was like, okay, how are we going to do this? Because Nami and Usopp cannot beat them.
That's the neat part. We're not.
Yeah. Yeah. It was all just Big Mom going, whoa! Basically.
Maybe
Ulti was running a gauntlet. She fought Luffy, Yamato, Big Mom.
Yeah.
And
I'm
still got
right
back
now.
up to attack Nami again.
I'm hoping
Exactly.
right now. I'm hoping that like maybe Odo just wants to save, Nami and Usopp having like a big fight for Elbaf. That's my like cope. That's my cope right now because this wasn't it. This wasn't it.
I think it makes sense for Usopp to have a big fight in Elbaf.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nami, not so much, but I mean, I don't know. I never put Nami on the scale because she isn't really a fighter.
No, she's not.
She's about strategy. She's like tactical.
Technically, neither is Usopp. Like, I know sniper sounds like, but like they're supposed to be like kind of covert, kind of like like support. Like a sniper is always supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like,
They're giving you cover. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. But still, like, let's get it. Like, I wanted. Like, we haven't had something like Ennis Lobby in so long. The closest we got was what was it?
Fishman Island? Kind of, not really.
Which one was it? Did we have like,
honestly, I would say it was Wano that was the closest to Ennis Lobby. Where as far as like there's the structured fighting tiers, everyone kind of has a set fight.
The reason I said Ennis Lobby is like every single shot got like a major fight that didn't happen in Wano.
Yeah.
I don't think
Usopp didn't get a fight. Did Usopp get a fight?
In Ennis Lobby? No, he kind of bounced around.
Yeah, he was just Zoro's sword for a little while.
He got bounced around, but also technically Usopp wasn't a part of Ennis Lobby, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Usopp wasn't there. It was Soge King. Yeah. And Soge King was there. But when it comes to Usopp fighting him, it's like, what's a good matchup for Usopp? Like, there's only one person I'm like, that's who Usopp's fighting, and that's gonna be a cool fight, and that's Van Augur. Like, they're gonna be like freaking super far away from each other, shooting each other from those directions. I'm just like, that's gonna be an intense fight. But anything else, I'm like, is he gonna fight his dad? You know what I mean?
Do you think he'll actually swing like a ton hammer? Like, Usopp's kind of swole now, man.
He is kind of swole now.
Usopp's
That's true.
Kind of swole, man, and I'm sure one of those pop greens like might be like Majornia or something. Like,
he should have something like that. That would be actually kind of cool.
Like, that would be lit, bro. Like, it'd be finally like, oh!
Yeah.
Oh.
I wanna.
Sorry. I was gonna say, with Usopp and his pop greens and stuff like that, I wonder what's gonna happen when Ryokyoku shows up and starts, spearing people in the face, and he's like, "Hey, what are these seeds?" and like picks up some of Ryokyoku's seeds and puts them in his
I
bag.
haven't thought about that for a second.
I also haven't thought about that.
I haven't thought about that for a second. That is actually
life-stealing plants,
terrifying. Like Magneto, like when Magneto shows up anywhere, like, oh look, metal.
Yeah.
Oh look.
Because I mean,
yeah, dude, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to move to Ryokyoku right now or not.
We can. Also, one thing I want to bring up is, because I want to do a video on this and I want you guys' opinion. At some point during this, I want to talk about what are plot points that you feel were unresolved or left out, or like you were waiting for in Wano that you did not get. So, but let's move on to Ryokyoku.
Kind of. Well, now I'm thinking about that the popcorn thing, because I'm wondering if it's a thing where he can only control. So most like I would assume he's. Well, I guess no, he could be a Zoan. I would assume he's a Paramecia though. Possibility of being a Zoan, but.
Yeah.
Generally, you can only control what you create. So, like, having complete control over, like, all plant life, or having control over his plant life. So, if it's like pop greens, would he be able to control that?
I think, I'm pretty sure Ryokyoku's awakened. So, controlling other plant life is definitely in the realm of possibility.
Awakened. I always forget about awakened.
Awakened. I want to talk about that, too.
And also with Ryokyoku, everyone was like, he's fighting Zoro because Isho's not fighting when it comes to the three fighting each other. Like, Akainu versus Luffy, Kizaru versus Sanji because of color, and then Ryokyoku versus Zoro because of green, and then he has a sword. But I saw something. What was it? I saw something that was like Sanji should fight Ryokyoku. What was it?
Because they like to drink. Sorry, not drink. They like women, and it would be like fighting Zoro.
Oh, okay. There's something to do with like the bowl or whatever. I forgot what it was. I had to look back up, but yeah.
I remember something about they both have a thing for women, and also it would be the like Zoro versus Sanji matchup that people want. So like, I heard something about that. I get where you're coming from. But then people were like, but also like Zoro could fight Ryukyu because one, he's a samurai, two, the green motif, and the drinking.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Darren.
I think Sanji would have a better matchup since he has fire abilities.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Kind of seems.
Absolutely.
The low diffing Yonko commanders. How about that?
At first, I underestimated it, but I totally disregarded that it had been 7 days because I was like, well, duh, they're like beat up. But I was like, wait, nah, it's been 7 days.
It's been 7 days, yeah. But also, I was like, why are they at Udon? Why the heck was they at Udon? That makes no sense. Like, why are they there? And I was like, because they've been captured and put in Udon in prison. I was like, oh, so there's also the possibility of are they in sea prison on handcuffs?
Because my thing is, I thought they were chilling there.
I thought they got
because they had alcohol and stuff.
Maybe. Or maybe I thought they got like set flying there. I had no clue.
Yeah. The only reason I say it is because like if they got into a fight, why is King not a Pteranodon and why is Queen not a Brachiosaur? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess if their life force King sucked enough, they transfer back.
Yeah, I was about to say my assumption was just that they got transformed back. I also like the fact that like it's small, but you can see that like King is less affected by the absorption like sucking than King. Queen.
Yeah, Queen's like dried up, but he's like impaled, but he's not really.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like he's losing vitality. He's just like kind of strung up. I assume they got snuck because like it looks like he has a wide AOE. So if he just like summons plants in Udon and he's not even there yet, I feel like it'd be easy to catch them off guard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I doubt he just like walked in and then just started punching people. If they were at full, because they would have been flying around, they would have been in, full like Zoan form. I think it would have been more inklings of a fight.
The personality of Ryokyoku, I did not expect at all.
Right.
I did not expect him to be a
fanboy.
Yeah, and a Kainu fanboy, yeah. A Kainu roadie. Because when I first heard him in the 52, when he was like, oh, calm down, Sakazuki-san, or whatever, I was like, oh, he's going to be chill and laid back and kind of like on the side of... or it will make more sense now because we had...
Fujitora?
Isho... Yeah, Fujitora on the side of Aokiji, and we now have him on the side of Akainu. Makes sense now, but hearing his voice, I thought he was more on the side of like more lazy or more like, oh, it'll be fine, I'll do what I want kind of thing. I didn't know though.
Yeah, that was interesting too. Yeah, that caught me by surprise too. Like, I had a bunch of people thinking that like, oh, he was gonna like reforest Wano and like. I thought it would make sense for him to be an ally to the Straw Hats too, because I think we kind of assumed that both him and Fujitora are from Wano. So
yeah. He kind of is actually reforcing because you saw him walking. He was already like growing stuff as he was walking towards the flower capital.
Yeah,
so I mean, passively he's doing that.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I honestly felt like he initially reminded me a lot of Kizaru, where it's not necessarily that he's on a side. He's kind of just there. But this makes it seem a lot more like he's on Akaino's side.
Yeah, it makes it to where, like, okay, so originally we had Akainu, Kizaru, and Kuzan. We had the lazy justice, the unpredictable justice, and the absolute justice. Yeah. And then absolute justice moved to fleet admiral, and then Aokiji left. So we need a replacement for Aokiji and a replacement for Akainu. That's what we got.
Right.
Yeah. Because Kizaru is still there. So.
Have they given a name to Green Bulls? I think, but Fujitora has blind justice, right?
I think we have fan names. I don't know if we have an official. Can someone confirm?
What do you mean by name? Are you talking about like the justice names?
Yeah, like they're forms of justice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, I think Isho has blind justice. I don't know if he has one yet.
No, he hasn't gotten one yet because we don't. Yeah. I have a feeling it might be like like sprouting justice or something. I don't know.
Justice.
When it comes to the awakening of him, like what would the awakening be? Would it be controlling other plants? Because for all admirals having awakened devil fruit.
Oh, okay. Is thorough justice. I'm on the wiki.
Oh, thorough justice. Oh, okay.
So not absolute, but
because absolute is Akainu's.
Yeah.
So because I guess for Ryokyoku, he's not all the way too absolute yet. He's just like, I want to make sure Akainu's happy.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's still drinking beer and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But Akainu would never.
Exactly.
But like the awakening of Ryokyoku is like, controlling the plants or whatever. And then I guess the awakening of Fujitora is summoning a freaking meteor. I don't know.
It's so hard to tell, like, if there is an awakening or if it's just an OP devil fruit ability.
Yeah, I have no idea because it's not confirmed, but Aokiji and Akainu's devil fruits were awakened because of Punk Hazard, right?
Yes, because the permanent
change the landscape.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. And then I mean,
see when Isho got his fruit.
Because Ryokyoku is technically right now changing the landscape because as he walks, the plants are growing.
Yeah, I guess the tell would be: is he growing plants or is he changing things into plants? Like, did he change like the structure of the Udon prison into like plant life, or did he grow plants around it?
This is crazy. You guys are like, I didn't even think. That's wild. I literally just assumed like he's just making them grow. I didn't think he was like turning concrete into like like flowers. But that is a legitimate like thing that he could be doing.
What thing that I just noticed, but I'm looking at 1053 right now, like things are grown to no end around this place. Like I didn't even notice that. Like there is trees everywhere. And wasn't Udon the desolate wasteland?
Well, the whole of Wano, Wano pretty much.
Oh yeah, whole Wano's
so,
I think everything outside of the capital.
Yeah.
Was basically.
Yeah, but there is plants
everywhere. Yeah.
Looking like a mangrove tree over here. My goodness.
I think this would be a good place to start talking about awakenings. How did you guys feel about how they were handled this arc?
I mean, the only confirmed awakenings we got were Luffy, Kid, and Law, right?
Yeah, like what the hell happened with Yamato? And I just don't get like. We all felt like there was a series of weeks where all YouTubers looked like idiots. We were all like, all right, here comes Big Mom's awakening. All right, here comes Kaido's awakening. And like,
I guess I never really expected Big Mom to have an awakening, to be honest. I kind of thought she was OP on her own. And I was like, she doesn't even need it.
I just feel like it just kind of makes sense that once you get to a certain level, like when you're at the peak, you should have everything. That's what I feel like. I feel like the only thing you might not have is Conqueror's Haki. And that's like, because that's supposed to be a rarity and like maybe like, who do we know that doesn't have it that like still sits at the top?
See, that's the thing is, I don't think you can sit at the top without Conquerors.
Oh,
Like, I don't like that either. I don't like that you have to have this birthright thing to like sit on. Like, I do know Kaido gave that whole spiel about like, you know, like all these people, like the greatest head always talking about, like, I don't know, like I feel like everyone kind of headcanons that Akainu has it, right?
Yeah.
I don't, but I think people want him to have it.
Okay, so I never really thought that, but yeah, people, I guess, yeah. I'll use your wording. People want him to have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if he had it, I wouldn't be surprised, but I was never like, does he have it? I've never thought about that.
I never personally thought he had it, but like people are like, well, he's the leader of all of the Marines and blah blah blah, yada yada, and like, okay. But
I think he'd be the only Marine outside of, because we still haven't gotten confirmation of Garp. We have Sengoku is the only confirmed Marine that has Conquerors, I believe.
Interesting.
No, that was just observation. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else, we all feel like Garp has to have Conquerors Saki, but it's never been like stated or confirmed. Yeah. So like the only person they actually have it marked down for is Sengoku.
With what's his name, Don Chinjiao or whatever. When they clashed, was there not Conquerors there? Or did we ever get like a manga page of them clashing? Was that just an anime thing?
There's a manga panel of them clashing. I would have to go back and look because there's a mix of like, is it Black Hockey from Armament or is it a Conqueror's clash?
Yeah, I was just wondering if there's like the lightning coming off because that's always a confirmation for Conquerors.
I'm gonna check.
What was the Awakenings?
Yeah.
Luffy's obviously no one expected whatever, like just cartoon fanatics. Yeah. Laws, I was like, interesting. I mean, interesting. Weirdly interesting. I feel like with Laws, it's like, is that the awakening or is that just a different way to use your fruit? You know what I mean?
Yes. Like, I think it's so cool, but I'm like, how is this Eddie? Whatever, I'll take it. I was like, whatever, like, I'll take it. Like, I just get that my headcanon is that it just works either like internally or at like a molecular level or something. So like, I'm just running with that. I'm running with that. Kids was confusing because at first you were like wondering, is it the stupid like north-south assignment thing? And then like he did the railgun, which once again, I still don't think the railgun should be his awakening. I feel like that should like, but you know what? Whatever. I'm just hoping, like, I want him to become like, I feel like if Magneto can use his powers the way he does in a universe like One Piece where stuff is broken, like, you should be way better.
Sorry.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, I think Kid's big thing was that he can assign the poles to different things that aren't necessarily metal or have his power.
Yes.
I think that was his whole overarching thing, which was okay, I guess.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess. That's how all of us felt. I mean, that's cool.
Was the railgun his awakening? Because that makes sense. Because like, where did the thing like? Was there an energy blast that came out of the railgun, or was it like actually like?
So normally the way a railgun works is you're supposed to shoot a payload out of it, but there's no payload. It's just pure like, it looks like energy. It looks like an energy blast. And I wasn't sure also if that was his awakening or not, if both of those things are his awakening. I'm thinking maybe because, you know, the way a railgun works is within that chamber, you have that repulsive force of north and south. So he made that thing, put a north charge on one side, a south charge on the other, and it's like fires it. So like maybe it's a further application of his assign ability.
Yeah, okay.
Also, I think basically he was just firing a concussive force at Big Mom. Like it wasn't a solid object. It was basically just pushing
that's what I was saying about there was no payload. It was just straight like.
Yeah, it was just we just had to make it look like energy just to make it be visible.
Exactly, which was kind of confusing, but also like rule of cool is one of like I give that one the rule of cool pass.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. I don't get where this energy is coming from, but like rule of cool, I'll allow it.
Oh yeah.
But as far as Big Mom and Kaido, I just like a lot of people right now are headcanoning that his like magma dragon thing was his awakening.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The flame thing. Yeah.
And I'm just like, but like, why would Oda not tell us?
I always thought that because it was confirmed to be the fish fruit model Azure dragon, right?
Yeah.
I thought awakening his fruit as a fish turned him to the dragon.
That's what I thought.
Because like, the whole Magikarp to Gyarados thing.
But like, it's so confusing because like Momo immediately just turns into a dragon, and then like his dragon form has like three transformations. So like, and then we see Luffy's, and like Luffy doesn't get like. I'm so confused about Luffy's fruit breaks so many rules.
The thing about the dragon that I've recently thought about was like, so when it comes to, I think this was just in the last Road to Laugh Tale. Actually, when it comes to his dragon fruit, it was very integral to God Valley. And with the whole God Valley thing, there's theories that like that they ride dragons, or they used to ride dragons, or whatever. That's when Ryuma cut the dragon down, and Roxy Zebek came over there and just murdered all the dragons, or something. I don't know, whatever. But when that happened, and like Kaido got that dragon fruit, the world nobles, the Celestial Dragons were like, I want my dragon back. So Vegapunk started working on that dragon fruit, but he never took it from the fish fruit. He just took dragon and made dragon. So it wasn't like directly from Kaido. It could be like from the actual dragons that lived before. I don't know.
Yeah. That's interesting. Definitely interesting. Did you guys see like? I thought this didn't get fleshed out more. But people were showing several panels of like Kaido's like hybrid form, and there were times where like it had like more scales, it was bulkier, it had like more horns than like his original hybrid form. Do you guys see that?
Yeah, I think basically what I was doing was he was having Kaido move throughout his forms during like different portions of a lot of things.
What do you mean?
So, like, as you're talking about, like, in panel, how sometimes he was just in hybrid form, then it looked like he was a bit more on one side or the other. Yeah, I think essentially he was moving through his forms as he fought.
Oh, like he was about to go into, like, full dragon, so as he was transformed, he was getting bigger?
Yes, like, he would switch into more of a dragon, because you would see, like, the end of his tail grow out, and then he would have like a longer tail while still having like a human upper body. And then you would see him switch back to legs. So like he used it for maneuverability and strength, and we kind of saw him like going in and out of that stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking it was like Chopper's Rumble Balls.
That's okay. Where he, that's more what I was thinking.
Like where he's like maneuvering through like jump points, so Kaido like made his
without using
maneuverability, like
he can control
like you were saying.
Yeah, physical aspect. Yeah, that's what I thought more so.
And they were saying
I never thought.
I'm sorry.
I never thought that Kaido should. I mean, the idea would be cool for him to have an awakened form. I think Kaido is too strong to have an awakened form.
But that's a cop out though. That's a cop out. I'm just saying,
is it?
He's had it for years. We're told that like he's had it for years. He knew what an awakening was. It's when blah blah blah. I find it super weird that someone that has been on the height of the like pirating world forever has hit the pinnacle of power in like every aspect that you can imagine has not unlocked awakening.
What do we do against that?
That's why I would say, well, was it confirmed that his awakening wasn't him turning into a dragon?
It wasn't from anyway. Oda just didn't say anything. He didn't say
Yeah, we have no confirmation on what.
If it wasn't, we're left in obscurity. We're left in such obscurity, and it's like, it's frustrating. I'm upset. Like, just tell me, Oda. Just clarify. Why is it have to, everything doesn't have to be a mystery all the time.
when it comes to his awakening, when it comes like that, and Big Mom's awakening, I would say she's been awakened for a while. Being able to control the soul transfer of people across a nation, I feel like that's just already awakened right there. I mean, what the heck?
It's hard to know which one is an awakening and which one's not.
Yeah.
But the fact that she can I don't know which one would be an awakening power. Being able to put souls in herself, maybe that's the awakening. Being able to use her own soul. No, but I think
To heal herself.
Maybe Mother Caramel did that already. What's the other one? What's the other one? She can make. I forget what the homies are called. Where she doesn't put them in anything. They're just voidless homies. So there's some things she does that one of those things could be the awakening. But who knows?
I mean,
Yeah.
my thing is if they both had awakenings, that makes them a lot stronger than.
That's the point. They're Nyanko.
But then we lose. Then we die.
I would also say awakening doesn't always, in the sense of Devil Fruit, doesn't always have to be combat based. I would say, like with the Soul Fruit. With Kaido's fruit, I mean, come on, he's a dragon, and but with Big Mom, doesn't have to be combat based, obviously, because it's just the Soul Fruit. It's nothing really.
Yeah.
Because that goes into the thing of Brook's fruit, because now he can take things from the underworld. What? What does that mean?
Exactly.
Because is he awakened, or I don't know. He can just dissipate from his body and float around. Because that could be an awakening. Because he's had it for what 50 something years.
Oh yeah, he has had it for
absolutely
forever.
Absolutely. So yeah, I'm just man. Tell us, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? I would be I would be. I don't want to say I would be okay, but I would be okay if he was no, that's not their awakening. The next question would be why don't they have one? What is it? But at least we wouldn't be in this making it up as we go kind of shit. Were you guys? Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Awakened Gear 5 Luffy was getting tossed around by not awakened Kaido.
Yeah, once Kaido awakened. Once Kaido figured it out a bit.
He's
Kaido drunk some booze, and then Mans was unstoppable.
Maybe that's his awakening. It's that cute one, the saucy one. That's his awakening.
The flirty drunk phase.
Yeah, the flirty drunk phase. Yeah, it's his awakening. I mean, it's a long awakening with lots of different aspects to it when it comes to Kaido becoming a dragon for his awakening. But it begs a question of fish fruit model Azure dragon. What are the other fish fruits? Can they swim? That doesn't make any sense. It's water.
I assume they can't.
Yeah, I assume they can't, but why would you want that fruit?
I wonder if it gives you pseudo merman abilities, kind of you would end up like Jack, pretty much.
No, that's legitimate. That's exactly what I think it would be.
You would just be stuck underwater.
Because we've seen, for example, with Luffy, he can still stretch underwater, or be stretched.
Yeah. The things that it doesn't deactivate your fruit. It just makes you.
Yeah, it makes the user pretty much weak, no stamina.
Yeah.
But also another thing about awakening, especially when it comes to zones, is that one of the big things about an awakened zone is that they're really durable. That's kind of like the awakened zone thing is that they, yeah. So I think as far as, Kaido fought half of the alliance by himself. I'd say he's pretty durable.
Oh my god, yeah.
I would argue that, if anything, the Tobiropo, I think, if they were awakened, that wasn't shown. Outside of Ulti, because Ulti got hit with a Mazer Cannon and got back up.
Bro, I was waiting forever. Oh, well, you remember that, it missed, right?
The music canon, that thing went through her.
No, so I remember reviewing this and freaking out because I'm like, how is she still up? But then I went back to the chapter and it looked like it went through her because of her cape, but it was one of those moments where it went and pierced through cape. I'll double check while you guys are talking, but yeah, I was kind of expecting a majority of the time for what's her name to come back, for all the Toby Ropo to get back up, because I was expecting a impel down moment where Crocodile said if you give them a long enough time they'll recover.
Yeah, but those guys were awakened, right?
Yes.
The demon guards.
Yes.
Yeah, those were forced awakened users.
Yeah, forced awakened. Yeah. And it was what, a koala,
a minotaur,
or a cow.
And there's giraffe. I think it was giraffe or a zebra.
There's a zebra. Yeah, the zebra.
Okay.
And something else. A rhino? Was it a rhino? Whatever.
I somewhat remember a snotty rhino.
Yeah. Snotty rhino. Yeah. But yeah, when it comes to any of that, I did not expect Who's Who to be awakened at all. He seemed too cocky to be awakened whatsoever. Page 1 is too much of a afterthought thrown around to be awakened.
14 or something. He's just a kid, pretty much.
Yeah, Ulti. I mean, out of all the durability of all of them, Ulti's got the durability. Sasaki. I mean, he's defensive in general, so I mean, then we have Drake, who, if he was awakened, he better have thrown it out then. Come on.
Yeah.
And then Black Maria. I guess that was her hybrid form. Why is there a face on the spider?
Her form. Well, Oda said that she used her own
I talked about that
drugs
before.
to
I talked about that
yeah. She used her own
made her look ugly, and he even drew a version of what it would look like if it was normal. But she basically she did a Chopper Rumbleball-esque experiment because she found her transformation to be hideous.
Yeah, because when I saw her, I thought Velma Green, the Vampire Queen, or the boss from Dark Souls, Quinala, or whatever her name is, just lady on top of spider.
Velma Green.
Yeah. But yeah, when it comes that's another one. Is Robin awakened? Is that devil thing? Is that awakening?
I swear that's her goddamn awakening. I swear to God. It's I don't know, man. Oh, it's frustrating.
I thought an awakening for her was to create a whole nother one of her, which we saw her do.
That's what I was gonna say. I essentially thought that was because the base root ability is to create limbs or recreate appendages.
We've seen her make clones of herself.
Yeah, that's what
right.
I'm saying,
that's what we think. That would have been a good awakening point. Is that you can create a full body clone that you can control as
shadow clone.
Yeah, basically a shadow clone.
Yeah,
so that feels pretty awakened.
Yeah, because when it comes to Parameses, it's you can start affecting your terrain. She could already do that. She could already just create an arm wherever the heck she wanted to create it.
The Giganto Mano, I almost thought was
yeah,
could have been that because before they're all regular sized.
Yeah, but we saw with her Giganto Mano is they just made it look more pretty, but she's putting a ton of hands and feet together.
Yeah. But it kind of looked like that when she did the Demonia. There were lines.
That's true.
Her non-demon form looks like it's a bunch of hands. Her demon form looks like it's kind of like a giant solid body.
All I'm gonna say is about that when any of that stuff happens, or if any of that stuff happens in the Netflix adaptation, it's gonna look disgusting.
Yeah, I'm so curious about how they're gonna do so many things. I wish them the best of luck.
Same.
There's just so many things that, like, I don't know how it translates.
They're spending lots of money on it, though.
Yeah,
I heard that.
So much money on it. I want to use the Awakening talk, though, because I know we wanted to get to Kaido at some point, and I feel like this is a good point to talk about just Kaido in general and how you felt about Kaido this arc.
Who else is
when like starting out watching Wano, I was like, everyone is going to have to fight Kaido. He's durable. He fell from a sky island. He is the durable person. Like, he is. And when it came to that, and so many people fought, so many people fought him. Like, I was like, that's a good amount of people to fight him. Yeah. And I was like, Luffy cannot just show up, fight Kaido, just him and Kaido, and Luffy comes out on top. That's not gonna happen. And it didn't. I was so happy that it didn't. I'm so glad it wasn't like, oh, Luffy just got strong and beat Kaido. No. This is Kaido. I was very happy about that.
Land and sea, baby.
When it came to him just pulling things out of his bag of tricks of being a dragon, I was like, yeah, he's a dragon. I mean, like wind blades, fire breath, lightning. Did he shoot lightning too or whatever? I was like,
he called down lightning.
He's a dragon. And when it came to him being super durable because of him being a dragon, they confirmed that it wasn't just because of him being a dragon, because he was durable privy to that when we got his weird small backstory thing. And when it came to him just being a big, huge guy with a kanabo, I was like, yeah, he's just a strong dude. But he did have a level of intelligence to him, which made me happy. But I didn't want him to be like a super, like a brainiac, but swings around a club. You know what I mean? He was still the, I'm going to fight you in a battle. This is how we're going to decide something. But he wasn't stupid, which also made me happy. And when it came to the final blow, I was like, he's not dead. Like, I was like, when he got hit, I was like, he's not dead. He's not down. He's got to get back up at some point. Like, he's got to be doing something else. Like, I understand he's been beaten for the aspect of the story, but he's not down. He can't be down. No. That was just a punch. Come on.
No, so
I can understand it knocking him out, though.
No,
or whatever.
Absolutely. And like you said before, I 1,000% agree with everything you said. That's a great articulation of like how I feel about Kaido as a character. Also, it makes me really want some kind of like thread, because, you know, for some reason, we don't know why, but like lineage is very important to anime fans, and like all that stuff about Kaido makes me want to believe. You can see her right there, Boa Hancock, that like that Yamato's mom might have been like an Amazonian or whatever, because of, you know, how they like love, respect, and power, and Kaido was all about like, I think what's fair is like survival of the fittest. Like, that is literally what like Kaido is.
I never thought about that. That's crazy. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're fine. We can expound on it. But yeah, like, so he's all about survival of the fittest. His flashbacks showed that. Now, to talk about his flashback, I wasn't satiated. I was happy to get flashbacks, was happy to learn more about him, but I wasn't satiated. But I am not like upset, only because I think it is just an unfortunate situation where simply if Oda gives too much Kaido backstory, he gives too much story backstory, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
A lot of Kaido stuff is tied with the very important stuff of the story.
It's frustrating, but I understand, but it's very frustrating because I need to understand Kaido. I want to know more about how he knew about Joy Boy. Was it from King, or is it stuff he knows himself? I want to understand more about why is he suicidal. Like, personally, I had to I feel like us as fans have had to fill in the blanks, and we kind of made up a bunch of things. Like I talked about in my reviews about how he's just so frustrated because, you know, he wants to find the Joy Boy, and he feels like you know, he's not the Joy Boy, so in order to like he wants to be remembered. He wants to be remembered in some way, shape, or form. He wants his life to have meaning, because he feels at this current time and place it doesn't have meaning. And if he can't be the hero, the Joy Boy, then he'll be the villain that ushers the Joy Boy in. And so also like maybe he wants to die because he knew that it's that the trigger for Joy Boy entering was death. Like there's just, but all of this is headcanon. All of this is headcanon. Like, so
Yeah.
I think ultimately with Kaido, I actually wanted him to be more of like the big five-head thinker. Because I feel like a lot of what we were set up to Kaido is that everything he's doing has a plan. Like he's in Wano for a reason. You know, he got the fruit for a reason. He's basically making this workforce, making all these weapons. Everything he's doing, he has a very elaborate end goal in mind. And I feel like that information is still kind of set up to lead to that point. And I think that's the one thing from Kaido that I really wanted was more of his motivation. I think everything else was perfectly fine with Kaido. I just wanted to see more of why he was doing what he's doing.
Same. I just need some kind of context. I need a little context.
Yeah, it doesn't really work because, like, when it comes to the I am a big bad dude and I want the whole world to be big bad, makes sense, I guess, because Roxy Zebek was kind of like his father figure who also wanted that. But he has more knowledge than I would think Rox wanted, or what we know of Rox, because Rox's mindset was, I'm going to rule the world, screw everybody else, everyone else is going to die if they get in my way.
Question. Sorry.
All good, go for it.
No, I cut you off. Continue.
And then with Kaido, it seemed like he had a plan and things that he was doing. He wasn't just like, I'm a strong guy, going to kill all the other people who aren't strong or who oppose me. He wanted like the actual, like, give me a good battle right now kind of thing. Because I guess he had a different mindset to it.
Like I said, that's once again, that goes back to like the survival of the fittest aspect. Like I love that part of his flashback where it's like, I don't get it. I'm more powerful than these guys. Why do we have to listen to them? Why do we have to obey them? And I just love that aspect of like, it's like when you're a child who's becoming an adult and you start to realize, wait a minute, adults are just grown-up children. like he had that like kind of epiphany, like euphoric moment, like, why do we have to, what makes them so great? And also they send us to do all their fighting. If we're doing all the fighting, if we're the ones that like impose the power, shouldn't we just be in power? And to piggyback off what you were saying, there are just certain things that I'm confused about. Like, for example, correct me if I'm wrong, because I do forget a lot. I'm having memory issues. What was the grand purpose of, you know, him running an underground arms empire with Joker? Like, what was he funneling that money towards? What was like the end goal? Like, honestly, like, what did Wano being a weapons manufacturing plant factor into anything other than having a convenient plot set up for Big Mom to get exploded? Because that's literally all that like came of it, in my opinion. That a bunch of bombs and stuff fell on her.
Ultimately, I think it was Plan B. Plan A is be Joy Boy and or gain ancient weapons. I think Plan B was a separate way to die in glorious battle. Basically, I get all these weapons, I get all these fighters, and then I just chuck them into a giant battle and I die in that glorious battle. I think that's ultimately one of the things Kaido wanted, because he wanted a glorious death. So it was like, if I can't do it the way I really want to, this is going to be my backup plan. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set it up to where the world has to fight me.
Okay, and on top of that, you remember this because we had conversations with this, I think, in our last meetup. I also think I messaged you on Discord about this. I'm just kind of a little bit shocked about the lack of the Revolutionary Army, because, you know, way earlier in Wano, there were some thoughts of revolutionaries might show up, Blackbeard might show up, Whitebeard pirates, the remnants of the Whitebeard pirates might show up to, you know, get comeuppance for like the time they couldn't help Ace, they couldn't help like Odin and all that. So like my thing is, we have Koala and Hack, you know, grabbing all the liquor iron ore weapons in Dressrosa and stuff, talking about how like these weapons are dangerous and like they've been tracking these weapons, and I think they even mentioned Wano and stuff like that. And so I was thinking that there was, you know, something important to these that would result in them showing up to Wano, and I was a little like, they didn't. I guess it wasn't as important as they said it. They made it sound really important, but then like, not here.
I mean, they kind of got their hands tied with whatever happened to Sabo and the rest of the pretty much leaders.
And I was hoping you were going to say that, because I was thinking maybe it's just a matter of like, but I would like to think they have a massive organization, like in order to like try to oppose the world government, you would have to be able to do that. Also, how much of their hands are tied? Because the government hands are tied right now because of their massive war on the Shichibukai, or the former Shichibukai.
So the government's hands are tied there. The Marines' hands are tied there, which is what I think is what they were trying to do is like give the Marines this objective, so they think this is the important bad thing that's happening is taking care of the Shichibukai. But then they sent Green Bull alone to Wano, apparently, or whatever. I don't know if that's against the world government, because how Akainu was reacting was like, don't do anything stupid. To Rio
like,
Kyogo.
Sort of fight with everyone. I actually thought he just meant go in there, get Robin, get out.
Is he going? That was the question I was going to ask her that I forgot about. Is he getting Robin?
That's what I assumed.
Or is because he mentioned how he's going to take out Luffy.
Yeah, and I thought that was going against. I thought Akainu didn't want him to do that.
Yeah, he's going against Akainu to go fight Luffy and stuff. I don't think he's tied with the Robin stuff. I think that's still.
Oh, okay.
I think. Yeah, I think that's basically CP0 is like, okay, while things are still happening, can we sneak Robin out of there? Like, not even, don't ask Green Bull to do it. Just Green Bull is there to pretty much do recon. He's there to figure out what's happening.
I was so scared. I was so scared in Tip 52. I was like, where is she? Where is Robin?
Yeah,
it's so weird because they said, like, yeah, we can still get Robin. And then she didn't show up anywhere.
Yeah, I was like, where is she? Did they get Robin?
A lot of people are headcanoning that he was just captain and was just saying it so that, like, to live another day.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, so you go back and it's like, so about Robin.
Yeah, literally. That's what I said. I'm like, that's so stupid because, like, what happens when you don't get her? And, like, you told us you could get her. And he's like, I thought we could.
About that. Something else happened. So, like, I think there's something else with that.
When it, that was one thing that made me happy with it being Kaido and stuff like that, since we're talking about Kaido, is when that man interrupted the fight with Luffy and like grabbed Luffy and Luffy got an underbog right to the face. And then the other guy was like, deuces, dude, and the other guy was like, shook his little bowler hat and just, it's like, it's over, and I was like, it is over, you're dead. And then he just died, and I was like, thank you. Thank you for killing this man.
Yes, I was happy about that as well.
I was just glad that he died and he didn't sneakily get away or whatever, because I was like, this is Kaido, and you just did the worst thing in the world to Kaido.
Again,
like, it was the worst thing you could have done to Kaido.
The flashback.
Yeah.
Like, having that literally, like, the last great fight he had, that was done to him again.
Yeah. Because he was like, I killed that old hag, and I was like, oh, so that's how she died. All right, because I was like, I was going to say, like, how did Bon Clay get that fruit? Like, she's still here, and then he was like, oh, I killed her, and I was like, all right.
There we go. So, do you guys think that Green Bull would be able to walk up on Luffy and Co. and actually be able to capture them?
Not and Co. Like, I don't even know if he could take Luffy by himself at the point that Luffy's at right now. So like, and like Zoro, who's like starting to like dabble and like figure out like conquerors, and like Sanji, who just kind of like is like unlock blue fire, and like not only did both of them defeat, the Yonko commanders that Green Bull did, even though Green Bull was able to like do it like that, but like the three of them already, first of all, Luffy by himself already, I don't see how he like claps him. Then three of them, that's a hassle. Then we got Jinbei, we got Yamato, like, and then
does this fruit work on Frankie? Because it sucks life force and Frankie's metal.
Not completely though.
Yeah, I understand like stabbing through it would happen, but like actually siphoning stuff.
No, absolutely.
Especially the shoulders, because we know the shoulders are not him.
And if he's in Shogun, then...
Oh yeah, if he's in Shogun, yeah, it's true. It's also Wapple metal. Wapple metal is really hard to break.
Exactly.
True. I was thinking about... I hadn't even thought like the rest of the Strike crew. I was thinking more like, so Luffy's there, and then Yamato's there. But like, you have Law, who's here.
Yeah, Law's there.
Like,
well, I think Law and Kid are at the ports. Actually, no, wait, no, Kid's not, because Kid went to go pick a fight with
Kids with... Yeah.
I don't know where Law is right now. I kind of want to assume that he stayed there, but like he likes to act too cool for school, so maybe he's secretly like tagged along to like watch the fight to see what happens.
Yeah.
He's about to show up where Robin is. I'm pretty sure that's where Law's going.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. He was interested in poneglyphs, so he's going to look into that, I think.
Speaking of that, what was your thought on that homeboy being alive?
That homeboy
which
talking
homeboy?
about Odin's dad.
Yeah, Odin's dad.
Oh, Sukiyaki?
Yeah, Sukiyaki.
The moment he said, I don't think I'm going to tell Momo I'm alive, I was going to punch the... Like this dude has, like, all he has right now is Hiyori, and, like, he's been deprived of so much. No, let him know you're alive. I know, like, you're ashamed or whatever, but, like, no, screw that. Like, he would love to have some semblance of, like, his, like, you know, family alive, beside other than Hiyori, of course. Also, you know, the secrets of the poneglyph and, you know, all the Kazuki clan secrets with Odin, but like that's not the case anymore.
Yeah, you're here. You can read. You are a second person that can read poneglyphs.
Yes, that makes him public enemy number 1 for the world government. So like, yeah, that's really, I don't know how he can exist anymore now that reveal. Because if we know, that's just Oda's way of telling us that like eventually other people are gonna know, right?
And I understand.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think that's a convenient way to keep. So if he doesn't share with Momo, one, that kind of limits the poneglyphs readers to Robin and Sukiyaki, and then the idea of Robin being kidnapped is very big right now with everything that's going on. If they take this other dude who's not part of the Straw crew,
yep,
it's a way for him to not really interact with Momo and then fulfill the, okay, so we didn't get Robin, but we got this old guy who can do the same thing.
But I'm kind of
this old guy.
Because I wanted to learn more about, like, I thought we would learn more about, like, how the poneglyphs are made and how they're, not just reading them, but, like, how they're made and how they're inscribed.
If that, I just thought this just now, if that old guy, Sukiyaki, some old guy, gets stolen, will that give way for Momo to join the crew, though? Because he wants to save his grandpa.
My background.
Sorry, the poster didn't like that comment, my man.
It
was like, Momo joined the crew? Hell no!
Hell no!
It wouldn't be a huge, like a good reason, but it would be a reason.
I hear you.
Because right now, there's not really a reason. It's just like, you need to take care of Wano. You are here in Wano now. Everyone sees you as a shogun.
Well, the thing is, Momo doesn't know who that is.
That's true. That's true.
He has no idea, so it's like, eh.
Yeah.
If he gets stolen, it's like, okay, it's more of like a citizen was. Even if they realize he was stolen.
Exactly.
The only person who's going to notice is going to be Otoko.
Who he is, and he rarely goes into town, and he always went in with his Tengu mask. So, like, yeah.
Yeah, so.
And as far as everyone else is concerned, he's already dead.
Yeah, he's already dead, but Robin knows now.
But Robin don't be saying nothing. Robin knows everything. Shane said nothing.
Robin knows it, yeah, that's true.
If he gets kidnapped, do you really think she's not saying anything?
Yeah, because she was like, I knew it was here, and we were like, how many chapters has it been since Alabasta? And you knew it was here? Just knew that
Robin knows
here.
A few different secrets that she's yet to share yet. Just like all her time with the revolutionaries and like everything she learned there.
Yeah.
Like all that info.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about it.
With Sukiyaki and him being like knowledgeable on how important he is to the world. I mean, he has been stuck on Wano this whole time. You know what I mean?
The isolationism is playing a pivotal point in the plot.
Yeah. Because he doesn't know anything that's going on. He's just like, yeah, I can read the poneglyphs. I'm not going to mention that at all. I'm going to talk about my freaking little dolls that I made.
Bro, I'm dying. The fact that like he's like one of the greatest, probably greatest living swordsmiths on the entire like planet, and he's like, yeah, that's my side hustle. What I'm really passionate about are these.
I was going to mention that because I'm a sword geek. I love the swords and all and how that works.
You talk
and
about
like
NATO stuff from
yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, no, I was going to mention like, so he was talking that he's Tinguyama Hitetsu or whatever, right? So and he made the Sandai Kitetsu, the third one that Zoro has, and then he had the Nidai Kitetsu, which was apparently made by his dad or something like that. Does that mean the Kitetsus are related to the Kozuki, or was that just something he made up for being Tinguyama?
I'm so lost on that, honestly. I was thinking that too. Was Nidai made by his dad? Because I thought the going theory was that it's just a school of like swordsmanship, and you take on the title of Kitetsu or whatever when you like pass. I don't know.
Oh,
I thought he made Nidai and Sandai, and then
hey, let's do a quick
the original
quick wiki check.
The original was the ancestor.
Was made by Kitetsu himself. I know he made Shodai. I have no idea if he made Nidai. I know he made Shodai though. And was he also the one who? No. The old guy who was at Zoro's village made
Inma and the old guy at the village made Inma, and then he made Wano Joji.
Yeah.
And then did he make the other one of Odin's swords?
Amano Abakuri. Who made Amano Abakuri? It's a good question.
Mind blown. I love the swords. The swords, yes. I don't have them down here with me, but I'd be showing my swords right now.
Nice.
Because I got Wado, Kitetsu, and what is it called? It's called like Ghost Whale or whatever, but it's Lost Sword.
Yeah, I love Lost Sword. Oh, Sukiyaki made Amano Habakuri. So technically he made 3 swords.
Okay.
If he did Amano Habakuri, then he did the Kitetsus. Because he made Amano Habakuri.
He only made one of the Kitetsus.
He only made one of the
third one.
Kitetsus?
Yeah, he made the third one, the one Zoro has.
Okay.
I'm looking it up right now. Wait, did you get confirmed who made Nidai?
Oh yeah, Nidai and Shodai are from Kitetsu himself.
Oh, the actual Ketsu.
Or Kotetsu, I mean.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because so there's Hitetsu who made the first one, the one that everyone thinks Samurai Gandhi has.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And then there's his son or his descendant Kotetsu who made the second one. And then
we don't know.
Sukiyaki made the third.
I'm looking at Shodai Kotetsu, and it doesn't say who made it. So the Nidai is Kotetsu, the Sandai is Sukiyaki, but I'm not seeing who made the first one. I kind of assumed it was Kotetsu.
Well, so there's Kitetsu and Kotetsu. That's the thing.
But Kitetsu is a school of swordsmiths, not a person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think they give official confirmation on who made
Shodai. They just say it's Kitetsu, like the school of swordsmanship.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I always thought we knew that.
So it's the Shodai Kitetsu has been named one of the 12 blades. And one one of like the Owazumono 12 blades, what was it called?
Yeah.
Saijo Owazumono great blades.
What do we think Zoro's walking out of Wano with?
Enma.
Clearly.
Wado.
Clearly.
Yeah.
So it's the third. And like people like teching are saying we're thinking about it wrong, where like we feel like he can only have 3. He can have like some on the back burner, but I'm like, that feels weird to me.
Yeah. Always get that
'cause he's not really
in his butt cheeks.
collector.
Yeah, he's not a collector sword.
Yotoryu.
Yeah.
I wonder, he might put him on the back burner and be like, I don't know if I'll do this. It would be very, very thoughtful of him to do it. Be like, I know that Tashigi wants these. Because that's her. She has one of the biggest dreams in all of One Piece, and is to collect all of the swords. I was like, how are you gonna get Murakumogiri? How are you gonna get Yoru?
Ace
Would hate to hate on her dreams, but
I'm shitting on her dreams right now. That's more unlikely than becoming the king of Hearts.
Yeah.
because over all of it, that would mean she has to go disturb Whitebeard's grave, which would make me absolutely hate her as a character.
Yes. But maybe she's just interested in katanas. Maybe it's just katanas. Maybe she only wants the katanas because Yoru is not a katana.
Yeah.
Murakumogiri is not a katana.
Yeah.
Ace is not a katana, and neither is Griffin a cut? No, Griffin's a cutlass, but that's also not confirmed. It hasn't been confirmed.
Is Griffin a 12 Owazumono?
It hasn't been confirmed.
Okay.
The last Road to Laugh-Tale just told us that it hasn't been confirmed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And neither has... I mean, Kaido's isn't really a blade. So... and same thing with Napoleon? Or whatever Napoleon... I don't know if it's... Napoleon's weird, because it's a hat, but it's a sword. I don't know.
Napoleon's not a... That's a pure devil fruit thing, I think.
Okay. But yeah, we have Murakumogiri, Ace, Shodai Katetsu, and Yoru. That's all the ones that have been...
Do you guys think we'll see all 12 by the end of the series? Do you think it's going to be...
I want to.
I
think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I feel like it would give reason to have like a numbered system. Like if they were to just say these are the top grade swords,
and then not show them. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Like I want to see all 12.
Because the Wado, Enma, Habano, that one.
Amane no Habakiri. It's weird. I always mess that up. I always butcher that too.
That one and the Nidai are all the grade below, which are just Owazumono.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like there's further back. There's like the 50 has the third Katetsu in it. But yeah, I think it's only 4 that
Tashigi's sword is only in the 50. I want Tashigi to be good. I want her to be better than she is.
Yeah, because I remember when she showed up at Punk Hazard, I was like, hey, you're not messing with any of this.
That's only because you know the only reason we as a community care about Tashigi is because we like think there's some kind of relationship with Kuina.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Like be real. Be real with yourself. If she didn't look like Kuina, how much would you care?
A lot. I just like her character in general.
Really?
I think she's cool.
I thought she was interesting, but like, if she was stronger, if like she gave Zoro a challenge, I would like her. But like, she's just...
Yeah.
I like the idea of Zoro having like he has a high tier rival in Mihawk now. I like the idea of having more of like a... the idea of him having like a peer-to-peer rival. Nah, but she's not like, a peer-to-peer rival. Kobe. She's just there.
She's like Kobe. She's like Kobe to Luffy.
Yeah.
I know you don't like this, Tyrant, but what about our man with the round edge katana, Mr. Blood Rain guy? What's his name? Clear Fruit.
Shiryu.
Shiryu, yeah, Shiryu. Yeah, what about him? Because he's definitely not on the tier of Mihawk, obviously, but he's some strong swordsman apparently.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he go toe to toe with Magellan.
Absolutely.
Okay, so where do you put Magellan, Tyrant? How about that?
So, I mean, I have Magellan as strong, but it's an application of devil fruit. I think.
Okay. Yeah,
to
because poison.
say Shiryu goes toe to toe with Magellan, I think isn't necessarily correct. I think it's more of he's on the same tier of strength. I think if they fought, I'm gonna go with the dude who can melt your sword with poison.
Yeah, because obviously he did win and put him into jail.
I mean, but like,
Yeah.
Can he melt his sword?
I
No, he
mean,
can melt the sword by itself.
It depends on the grade of the sword, because there's been like hockey infused to it.
Hockey. So I was more referring to less of the grade of the sword and more of the hockey application on the sword.
But okay, so I personally think that Blackbeard's crew is a dumpster. It's just a dumpster of people that he has behind him.
Shots fired! Pirates shooting from the hip! Pirates shooting from the hip!
Outside of like some of the level 6 prisoners, I think it's a pretty low tier crew. Like I think Van Auger's cool. I think Katarina's cool.
I know he hates Burgess.
I hate Burgess. I hate Shiryu. I don't think Doc's all as strong. I don't think Avalo Pizarro is all as strong. It seems like his crew is just average. And like his two top people are Burgess and Shiryu, and I feel like they both suck.
The thing is with his crew though, it's always been like modelly, doesn't seem like anything because like his ships are made out of like the 3 logs. You know what I'm talking about?
But like okay, so the thing is that Blackbeard kind of had the air of being unseen. Like, okay, he's not strong, he's not smart, he doesn't know what he's doing. But then he shows you. Burgess seems incompetent and then is incompetent.
Yo, speaking of Blackbeard,
that's all we get from him.
Because I've never had respect for Blackbeard, but everyone else, it's been weird. I have never had respect for Blackbeard or like felt him be that big a threat, but the things he's done in the story make it obviously apparent that he is. I didn't think he was smart, but he has these grand plans. I didn't think he was strong, but he injured Shanks. And Shanks specifically says, like, I wasn't like screwing around. Like he got me. And that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, he doesn't seem capable. But I
don't think Shanks is all that strong either, but you know.
When you look
say that again? Say that again?
I don't think Shanks is like I feel like Shanks is okay.
Wow, you're trying to fight the community.
My goodness, I with the hot takes. We're putting this on the internet.
Hot take.
He hasn't done anything.
Everyone is waiting for Shanks to roll. What's the phrase? To make his move.
Yeah. And you just got all these viewers tired. You're gonna lose them all.
Listen, I respect strength and power. And Shanks has the portrayal of someone who has a lot of strength, but I feel like I'm still gonna put him like close to people like Blackbeard or Mihawk rather than put him close to like Kaido or Big Mom.
So that's the thing that I'm wondering about right there with Blackbeard. Like everyone's scared of Blackbeard. Everyone's like, that's the final villain. He's done all of these bad things. He's done all of this. But like, yeah, he has insane devil fruit that can cancel devil fruits, and he got the Gurugura no Me. Like, oh my gosh. But like when it comes to like a Kanabo to the face from Kaido, like, cause like if Kaido hit Big Mom with his combo, like I could see Big Mom being like, ugh, and like looking back at him, attacking him. And same thing with Whitebeard. With Shanks, I can see where you're going there. Yeah,
I can see him clashing or dodging.
Yeah,
Blackbeard's gonna take it to the face because he's a terrible fighter and he's gonna cry about it.
Yeah, he's gonna cry about
all he does every fight.
But he's gonna take double damage from that combo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what's gonna happen to him?
He's just gonna roll. He takes so much damage, and then he rolls on the ground, and he's like, no, and then he gets back up.
Durability god Usopp.
Yeah, like he's gonna tank it. But like, I think that's a good point of like he's not. I would say he's probably gonna take a lot of damage from that. And as far as a counter, I don't really see him having a strong counter.
Yeah,
Like, I think-
what is it gonna do? Rumble Kaido a little bit.
Rumble.
Yeah, like that'll probably hurt, but like it's Kaido.
Yeah, it's Kaido. Yeah, like when it comes to like when I look at Shanks, I'm like that dude has hockey. When I look at Blackbeard, I was like, the hockey? I don't know.
Yeah, like what is?
I've been told, like, I've always felt like, so that's what confuses me. That's what confuses me, because we're led to believe that, like, what makes Blackbeard so strong is the Devil Fruit, the Yami Yami no Mi, and now he has, like, the Gurugromi, one of the most destructive, like, the one that can destroy the, like, whole world, blah, blah, blah. And honestly, I still believe the theory that he's going to get a third. And so, like, we're kind of told that, like, it's because of Devil Fruits. And on top of that, you know, Kaido did have a thing about, like, well, in this world, like, Devil Fruits aren't the end-all be-all. You know, hockey still exists. But then we have Shanks, who even before, wait, correct me if I'm wrong, it was before he got the Yami Yami, Blackbeard injured him.
Yeah, it was a while before
So
Yami.
how?
Because Shanks has
right?
that injury before the series starts.
So how? All right, never mind. It's not about. You could easily argue, well, he's not as strong. He got injured by the Seek. But the power scaling goes nutty.
Wait, does Shanks have the? Yeah, Shanks has the scars when he saves Luffy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when they're showing Roger's execution, they have his face covered, so you can't tell if he has the scar or not.
Oh.
Interesting. Very interesting.
A lot of people think that when they did that 3-day fight, that's when Shanks got the scar.
Okay, that makes sense. I forgot. I wanted to throw this in real quick. Did you guys hear the whole theory about like Buggy possibly being like Rock's son or some BS?
No, I did not hear that.
So at the time of God Valley, both Shanks and Buggy would have been 1 year old, and there's a common trope in One Piece of enemy pirates like adopting their like rivals' kids or whatever, or their enemies' kids.
Oh.
It's interesting. I haven't heard anything about that.
I just wanted to throw that out there. My friend Dan told me about it the other day. So shout out to you, Dan. Thank you. Right? Isn't that true? That's one of my favorite things about talking about one. You can literally talk about One Piece every day and still like hear something that like you're like, wow, like you got like I did that earlier when you guys told me about like the other stuff. So that's the cool thing about One Piece. Yeah, it's probable. It's probable.
What? Yeah, because Oda could do literally anything that he wanted. Yeah. And no one would be like, oh, okay, yeah, it's Oda. Like, you know, it's in the realm of possibility. When we were talking about people having hockey and stuff like that, before Luffy started fighting Kaido, like officially, before Luffy started fighting Kaido, and he was like training with Ryuo and stuff like that, right? People had the theory of, okay, Big Mom, when he was there in this part of the Yonko saga or whatever, he had to train that observation hockey so he could be this insane observation hockey user. And then he's like, okay, now we're with Kaido, who's this insane hockey user. He needs to beat him with all this like insane new hockey. But then he got his awakening, and then that theory went
so
out the window.
Yeah, I was really upset. I'm not gonna say I was really upset, but like there was a pace to this, and like yeah, Katakuri got observation hockey. I thought with Kaido we were gonna get advanced armament hockey, and then I thought with Elbaf, you know, with the lore and Shanks being like the king of conquerors, that was where Luffy was going to master conquerors. And then I thought for the final battle, that's where we get like awakening. And then like Oda was just like, no, everything. This one, and it's like it seems super premature, but at the same time, like this is a story about the future Pirate King. So like it does make sense that there should be a period of time where he is like Pirate King like level. Like it's not gonna be at the very end he becomes Hokage. He's like Hokage level now. You know what I mean? So that's interesting, but I kind of I think a lot of people made a big mistake and kind of put their own expectations of what they thought Wano was going to be, and people like me thought it was going to be Zoro's version of Whole Cake, as well as Luffy like mastering armament and potentially like getting a new addition to Gear 4, like Snake Man, but like some other Ryu version of Ryu hype version.
Yeah, I remember people really had the idea of like Year of Zoro as opposed to Year of Sanji, but like the Year of Sanji was bad to Sanji. My man got put through a ringer of like terrible things happening to him. I was like, why do you want that again?
About his past and like and the Germa, and so I was like, we're gonna learn like all about this like rich samurai history with Zoro, and like nope. That's what we got with like random old guy.
And I think it makes sense because I think Zoro was never really like, he obviously had roots of Wano, but he was never tied to it. Like, it's not like he grew up with that like kind of scenery around him. Whereas like Sanji's whole thing was that it was his family. It's where he grew up. It's what he went through. And with Zoro, he kind of didn't really go through any of the stuff.
Well, I told you, do you remember? I think I told you this in our last video, but do you remember when I told you this is like my own personal theory? It's not fleshed out at all, but it was just simply that he was from Wano, and then I forget the timetables, but either during the like Kozuki massacre, Kozuki massacre, or like something else bad that happened during Wano, maybe when like people were taking over. I think it was like during some bad time during Wano, they like shipped Zoro out to like save him, like Superman-esque, like save someone else, and someone did something to him, like mentally, where it messed up his sense of direction, so that he could never return to Wano again.
Oh, I don't remember that. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, so that's a big thing I've been like on. It's not fleshed out though, so like I need to work out like timetables and blah 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 yada yada, but like I think like, because I've noticed Oda's been doing this thing where like gags are no longer gags anymore.
Yeah, they kind of have a purpose.
So I'm thinking like it would make a lot of sense if his whole like sense of direction gag was a self-protection mechanism to stop him from ever returning home.
Interesting. I never thought of that. I like
And
that.
Wano's not over yet.
There's still time to Wano, which is a good. I think this is probably a good time to start wrapping things up, because I think we got some time for the end here, and we're kind of already stepping into it. But I want to talk about
I got like,
what you guys think
like
for
30 minutes left, guys.
Yeah, for the rest of Wano. So I feel like that'd be a good closer, is to talk about what we think is going to happen, kind of just at the end here.
Good question.
Actually, here, before we get into, okay, what do you think makes more sense, to get into that, or, because I really do want to touch on, I want any plot holes or like loose ends or stuff like that, or things we like expect to see but didn't, yada yada yada. What do you want to do? How do you want to do it?
We can talk about some things, because the only thing I was thinking was like, since it's not over yet technically, whereas we all thought it was going to be, there's probably like certain holes that might be filled later.
Yeah.
We could probably, well, yeah, let's talk about that. What do you think hasn't been fulfilled in Wano?
I'll start with, I'm gonna do a combination of like important things and BS things. So like BS things like liquor iron ore, yes, broken record, I don't care. Liquor iron ore, liquor iron ore. What's it called? I thought another BS one is, I thought we would have something with the mountain god. Usually when Oda introduces a parent figure and a child figure, and like when the parent figure dies, like the child figure comes back to repay the debt for like helping them as a child. So I thought the mountain god boar thing was gonna play a role. What else? We still have this. I'm pretty sure he'll do it. Zoro visiting Ryuma's grave. Zoro's lineage. What else? Zunisha's role. I think it's super weird that like Zunisha showed up and then just left. What else? What else? Oh, I had so many on the top of my head. Oh, Ace's promise to Otama. What else, guys? Help me out here.
Oh, that was something that I hated. I forgot to mention that when we were talking about Mononosuke. I was so part of the ship of like, you know, Shogun Mononosuke and then Queen or whatever, wife Tama.
Oh,
I was so for that. I was so for that. I'm sorry, continue.
No, you're good. Shoot, I was so pressed to get to this, and like now I'm like, there were some big. All right, we're gonna cheat.
I needed more on the Lunarians. I mean, that goes into story stuff, story and One Piece stuff. I need more stuff on that. That was needed.
Onigashima, Kaido's heritage, like
Onis in general, yeah,
like the Oni race or whatever. Yeah.
I already said.
Yeah, it was so weird figuring out that Yamato was an Oni. I was like, are we gonna talk more about that?
The guy in Wano clothing, drinking with Crocus. Why Wano was called the land of gold.
Oh yeah.
Those.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say land of gold is for Pluton, which is still in Wano.
Said Onis already. I think Tokyo will show up or no?
I
don't think they're gonna show up.
Also, I feel like we're not gonna do a single thing with the Grim Reaper thing.
Yeah, was it just Brooke?
I feel like we are going to learn about that, but I think it's taking a backpedal. Like, I don't think it's going to be the forefront for a little bit.
Okay.
I feel like it's something we would learn the next time he uses Inma. Seriously.
The land of gold thing. Continent pullers. They were known as continent pullers, and then Jaya. There's something there. I remember reading something that I just important things that I remembered, but like something with it was there and now it's not there or whatever.
Pulled it to Wano, and then the skull will be one of the continent pullers.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah. Something with I don't know.
I'll leave it at that. But yeah, there's just so much. There's just so much like sprinkled that like it just feels like big and small. I need like things saved. Also, I wanted a big emotional reunion with Kinemon and his wife, and we got like a small little like part of a panel. I'm just like, Jesus.
I feel bad because she's like what, like 46 now, and he's like 26.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
That's rough. That's a rough
I think a lot of people thought she was dead because of the anime. The anime said she got killed off. And so a lot of people weren't like expecting a big reunion because like, oh, is she not alive anymore? And then she was just there chilling. I mean, I think the bigger problem is that Kinemon was alive and not her, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
I'm sad Luffy, like, I know he couldn't do both. I knew the entire time he couldn't do both, but like, I just don't like how he like declared Fishman Island his, and that he would defeat Big Mom, and then like didn't do it. Like,
yeah.
I think that's what Elbaf's for.
But like, is it even as good a fight? Like,
I think comparatively,
I don't think we've seen every single thing from her though. When she was getting taken down by like Law and Kid, she was like, "Don't think this is enough to defeat me." But also, a lot of that fight was her saying things that like weren't true, because like a bunch of like a big theme of like her and Kaido they posture a lot. They say I'm not tired, but they are. They're not like, this doesn't affect me, but it did. You know what I mean?
For Big Mom, yes. I think Kaido was legit like, I need you to do more. I desperately need
more.
you. Yeah. Whereas Big Mom,
I didn't know this. Usopp said he would take down 2 Tobirako. I don't even remember that.
I also don't remember that. That also didn't happen.
So hold on. That might have happened because he was there in both instances. He didn't do anything, but he was there. And when the wanted posters come out, no one can see Nami's wanted poster going very, very high, but people can see Usopp's going high for some kind of gag. His gag could be that he took out page 1 and ulti.
Yes, and he lied about Kakusaki.
Yeah.
Also, what else?
That's possible.
Also, everyone completely forgot about a major thing that they were excited about, which was Caribou selling the Poseidon information.
Oh.
And also, now that he's here, I wonder if he may have eavesdropped and heard about Pluton.
He
freaking hate Caribou.
I was never like super. It was a part of plot that could exist. It was never interesting enough for me to kind of like delve into it, because essentially what they were doing was they were going to raise the world and then find it themselves. Like, if they wanted the information, I think they were going to find it. And especially since Big Mom already has ties to Fishman Island, I think it was only a matter of time.
Okay.
And I mean, in reality, you don't sell information to a Yonko. You give it to them and then they kill you.
Yeah. We didn't even talk about something massive. Buggy being a Yonko. How do you guys feel about that? I know it's a running gag, but like, bothers me a little because like Shichibukai is one thing, but like Yonko I've always associated with.
What did he do?
Exactly.
I mean, honestly, I think it makes sense. Because one of the things that, I guess not one of the things, in general, to be a Yonko, you have to have territory, you have to have influence, and you have to have power backing you up. And he has all those things. Like, he has a giant army, he has territories, and he has like the clout of being on Gold Roger's ship. He has the clout of like talking back to Shanks, being at the Summit War. Like, he has all the necessary things to be a Yonko.
Some people think that
he's
the
just
pirate in question that Shanks was talking about could be Buggy now.
Yeah. Because he has all the things because it was like Law can't be, Kid can't be, because they don't have those things. The only person who doesn't have those things, and it is one, is technically Shanks. Because he doesn't have like a big sprawling crew. But they've always said that, he's a Yonko, but he doesn't have a big crew. Like, that's always been his thing.
His thing is like his crew individually, they are overall stronger than like kind of like the more spread crews.
Yeah.
I would like to like think that they're similar to Luffy's, but then Luffy got the Grand Fleet, so he has the best of both worlds in that aspect. What else? I like the theory that like maybe while they were trying to come for all the Shichibukai, like Buggy was able to like convince them to like work together under one banner. So like
that would be clean.
Like Mihawk and some other people under him, but like it doesn't make. I don't really see Mihawk or like certain people being under him. But I guess maybe he's just like it's in his best interest. Maybe
I could see Mihawk doing that, being like, I don't want them to just chase me. Let them chase him, and I'll just be here to keep them off of him, but they'll keep the eyes on him.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think Mihawk's like, I'm chilling. I'm vibing. Yeah. Be cool.
I don't see Boa joining him
Weevil
whatsoever.
I can see him having Weevil.
I can see him having Weevil. I can't see him having Boa though.
I can't. She's only loyal to one man.
Yeah.
She either stays where she is or she gets captured. She's not joining anybody.
Yeah.
So those are her only two options, unfortunately.
What I want so bad is Kobe and her to have like a oh my gosh, Luffy, like talk with each other.
That would be
And
A lot of people thought that was going to happen, and they weren't happy about that. They want to fight. They want to go bloodbath. They want somebody to come out on top.
Yeah.
Who are the other guys? I mean, Kuma's in Mary Joy.
There's Doflamingo who's in prison.
Yeah. Jinbei who's with Luffy.
Luffy, and then Law.
Crocodile.
Law who lost the role.
Who thought in that cover story? Who thought it was going to be Crocodile and Mr. One in that cover story about the people saving the Germa?
The cover story pissed me off, man. Like, it is the perfect example of like One Piece like paranoia. Like, because like I literally was like, okay, it's most likely his siblings, but like people were like, but they're wearing heels. They're not wearing. It has like
the shoes.
And I was like, oh my god, I hate this. I hate this because like y'all could be right, but I think it's this. But it could literally.
But it's just siblings.
There's one thing that Sawyer pointed out, and it was that. So the island that the people with the shoes showed up on, and then the island that Germa showed up on, are 8 days away. So there's a considerable gap between where they should have shown up. Like if Germa showed up at, because I think it was like Cacao Island and the main Whole Cake Island. If they showed up at Cacao, they would have to then travel a distance to get to Whole Cake. And it seemed like those things were happening simultaneously.
Where's Brule?
Brule was in the mirror world.
There's a cover story where she's like hand still in the mirror, so a lot of people thought she was under duress.
I was wondering if anybody used Mirror World, used her as a taxi again.
Oh, that works. I mean, that works too. Like I said, some people did. Some people think that because in the cover story, her hand is still in the mirror, like Luffy and them were doing, that like she's under duress right now. Another cover story that made me interested was like when the one mayor of whatever, or I don't know what his name is or who the character is. I wish I was techie who could just like remember every character. But like he had the question mark, and I was like, he shouldn't have a question mark for the Germa because there's gonna be a whole wedding. There's gonna be a whole wedding, so everyone in Whole Cake and in Totoland should know who the Germa are. So why the question mark?
Yeah, like they're still, and they were mentioning like Brule was talking about specifically the Germa to Cracker, and also Katakuri's still on the island. So there's got to be a reason why they aren't stopping Germa from leaving, and that's probably because there's other people causing a bigger issue.
Exactly.
You think it's Blackbeard?
I think it might be Blackbeard, because Caesar's also trying to escape.
Also, why is Caesar there? Why is he? I was completely under
he's stupid.
That he left.
I love it.
I thought he left.
He doesn't get what he deserves.
I thought he was still there. I thought he left. I thought he either left with Capone or like went and did his own thing. But I thought he was like long gone. What the hell is he still doing there?
I also thought he left, but apparently he got locked up.
Yeah.
Locked up? It didn't look
he
like
was escaping prison when they were.
Oh, okay. I thought he was like I didn't know. Okay.
But I guess, what do y'all think's gonna happen at the end of Wano? Or sorry, next for Wano?
I mean, I still think we're gonna get the discovery of Pluton, and then that's what's going to get us off Wano. Because like Green Bull walking up, something has to happen for him to one, leave Wano and not want to fight Luffy and them, and then we need something to do with Kaido. Like something has to happen there.
All right, Zoro visiting the grave, and then I want to learn more about like. I really thought when we had that volcano eruption thing, I thought we were going to get several things. I thought we were going to get maybe the creation of a new Sky Island. We were going to get, the method to create poneglyphs because of Pyrobluin. We were going to get maybe the creation of a new landscape. Like Tekking said something really crazy where he was like, you see like the pit that, like you see this one pit that I think Kaido and Big Mom are in. See how it's like sliding down. Maybe it's gonna like constantly a new landmass is created in that exact same shape. So let me see if I can find it and pull it up.
Yeah, it's kind of like the diagram where you have like the whole Big Mom made and the whole Kaido made, and then like how that landmass is kind of breaking off.
Yeah, you know which panel I'm talking about, right? Yeah, exactly. And I didn't notice that at first, but I was like, oh yeah, it looks exactly like it just turns into this new landmass. Also, was kind of
that's my idea of like where Pluton was.
I really want to know about like we still don't know like what that skull is and what that sword is, right?
Yeah. The giant sword.
Remember when
People have been waiting for that
kid was gonna drop it on Kaido or Big Mom or someone?
Yeah, and then Kid didn't do anything.
He did something.
He did something. Yeah. He created a railgun.
He was there.
He
gave Big Mom a big push.
The thing is, like, he was like railgun, but Law was like, my sword is the size of that sword now. Kind of thing. You thought Law was gonna do, or you thought Kid was gonna do it? No, me.
It's always been me.
It's always been me the whole time.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing this whole Kid and Luffy being rivals thing.
Yeah. You know, because like if they had to fight, Luffy's gonna,
Luffy has no rivals except for like Yonko and top tier admirals at this point.
Yeah.
Very true.
That's just how it goes. You guys think Im is going to be physically strong, or it's just?
I'm guessing Hack's Devil Fruit.
Yeah, Hack's
Devil Fruit. Super Hack's Devil Fruit. That's my guess. I doubt it's going to be a lot of physical fighting. It's going to be more of
big thing from 1053 we didn't talk about. The panel with the picture of, let me go to it right now so I have a fresh reference. With
Sabo?
Shabo?
The Sabo panel.
Yeah.
It looks like they're celebrating, not mourning.
What I think it is an island that is like owned by the world government or whatever. Or like, under the world government, or not world government, Revolutionary Army's control or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, actually. I would say they're freaked out on what's happening, right?
Yeah. I was going to say that same thing because they have a flag there.
I'm looking right now, and there's two people like freaking out about the news, but then there's one guy who's just like, whoa, look at that.
Yeah. But like the flag above the guy who's reading like the newspaper, I'm pretty sure that's the revolutionary symbol, isn't it?
Maybe. I gotta zoom in on that one.
It doesn't look like the revolutionary flag at all.
What does the revolutionary flag look like?
It's a dragon, an R on the left, and an A on the. It's a dragon in the middle, and then an R on the left, and an A on the right.
Oh no, you're right. What does that look like to me then? That looks familiar in some aspect. I wonder what that is then.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe it's just like the nation's flag or whatever.
That's what I was thinking, but then what nation is it?
Some nation that's under the Revolutionary Army's thing.
But also, why would they have a giant picture of Sabo? If they were celebrating like him being captured. That seems really weird.
Well, right here, they're not celebrating him being captured, but he was just there as in like, they got big pictures of politicians or whatever,
Yeah.
But like because it's just a nation that likes the Revolutionary Army, but they're freaking out about Kaido and Big Mom being taken down, not about him being killed or whatever.
Also, this.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Because that would have. Yeah, what happened to Sabo is about what? 2-3 weeks old?
Yes. Yeah. 2 or 3 weeks old.
At this point, they would have already known what's happening. So that could be a memorial.
They're really playing to that. Oda's really playing to the aspect of no one has any idea what's in the rest of the world when you're in freaking Wano. No one has any idea.
Any idea? Like I love how it ends with the world outside, like the Navy ain't in any mood to celebrate, you brats. The world outside is one unholy mess right now.
Yeah, like what is going on out there?
What is going on out there?
Well, because it's been two or 3 weeks since we learned about Sabo, which is crazy. Because, like, what did Dragon do? What did Blackbeard do? What's happening?
And what's about to happen now? Because now that, like, so things were already popping the fuck off already. Pre the declaration of like what's happening at Wano. But now that like, two of the Yonko are gone, who's about to mobilize now?
Yeah, like, what's the SSG? What is that? What's happening with that?
What's happening with that? There's so much things to keep track.
We also have the death and the attempted murder at Reverie that we still have no idea on.
Yeah.
Somebody from Alabasta got clapped.
It's probably Cobra and Vivi is captured or whatever.
There was a murder, there was an attempted murder, and then I forget what the last thing is.
What?
3 things happened there.
They said, because once again, I might have just missed it. So they specifically said there was a murder or attempted murder, because I keep hearing something about like people thinking Sabo is pretending or taking the credit for killing Vivi, but probably saved her, or like the government is like trying to say that he killed her. But like, where are we hearing that like Vivi got killed or someone got killed?
So Morgan said that there was a casualty, or there was a fatality, there was an attempted murder, and then they abolished the Shichibukai. Those are the big 3 things he said came from the Reverie.
Okay.
When he printed out the news.
Okay.
So like, I think the idea is, or at least my idea is that they killed Cobra. They tried to kill Vivi, and then when it failed, they blamed it on Sabo.
That's why lots of people are like, but so, or did they spin it like the fatality was Sabo after the attempted murder of Cobra? Because why is everyone like, oh no, Sabo?
Yeah, oh no, Sabo. Yeah, that's what.
Because like, you see the Dawn like crying, looking at the newspaper. You see Makino, her bar is closed and she's crying. You see someone else, I forget who that person was.
That's interesting, because they also show Alabasta, and everyone in Alabasta is like visibly upset. And it's not like, oh yay, they survived. It's like, hold on, someone's not coming back.
Maybe it's like you were saying. Maybe it's like Cobra actually died, and like Alabasta people know that, but the world government outside of Alabasta has been like, no, Sabo's dead, and he tried killing Cobra, or something to that aspect. Or the way you were saying, Cobra is dead. Sabo killed Cobra and tried killing Vivi.
I love One
But that's yeah, man.
Gotta love One Piece. Like,
dude,
the geopolitics. Oh my god, bro.
Geography is everything.
That's the dream, Tyrant. We gotta get big one day and get Techie on here. Got to. We gotta do it, man.
That would be interesting.
All right, so I got like 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes left. So let's wrap up. So you already said what we think is gonna happen after Wano. We talked about what's left to like be said and stuff like that. Let's do like, I don't know. What do you think? Closing statements or I don't know.
Yeah, you guys had any closing statements on like anything? Like we kind of talked about like we want to see what might happen.
Something unrelated you want to talk about? Like it doesn't have to be Wano centered. Is there anything in the series that like, oh, by the way, do you guys remember this, or any you guys have anything like that, or?
Nothing particular. I don't know if you guys like saw like the designs, the sketch designs that Oda did for some of the concepts. But I really like Kaido's alternate hybrid form, where like he has like the long dragon neck, but he's still like in human form. That looks clean.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Like,
the only thing outside of Wano that I have is Vera or whatever, that island that was mentioned in the data books. That's the only thing I got that was mentioned in this one. Yeah, this one. Yeah. That's the only thing I got, because it's like, the Road Poneglyph could be in Elbath, it could be in Hachinosu or Full Lead Island, or it could be there because Oda can just do that just because he thinks he's funny. And it's just like, yeah, that could just happen because it's Oda.
Absolutely. Yeah, Vera could definitely. The more and more it gets mentioned, the more and more I want to know about it. I want to know why they're always in civil unrest, and why the
I think the Adam Tree is
quelled that civil unrest yet. Well, did you hear? I just watched literally before we did this video, a video with Morge, and I forget what the topic of the video was, but he was saying, what if the moment of betrayal comes now, where Big Mom steals Kaido's life force in order to survive the magma?
That could be a way for Kaido to die.
Interesting.
Tyrant.
It'll better club her in the head and go on by his business.
Because that's not how he's trying to go, but
yeah, that would. I mean, that would be poetic justice for like Kaido, who won a glorious death, to die unnoticed. But I don't love that idea.
It's an interesting idea.
It would also have to. I think a proponent of her fruit is they have to be afraid of her too. As far as I recall, like that's the only way she can take the life force is if they're afraid, and Kaido doesn't care about Big Mom.
Oh yeah, that is true. That is true. But what if they're unconscious? But I guess if Big Mom isn't unconscious and able to use her power, I guess Kaido would also.
Yeah, I would imagine they're both just like in lava. It's like, this sucks.
And also, I'm confused why like lava would damage them when like one, Big Mom is an iron balloon, and two, one of Kaido's attacks was literally coating himself in magma. So
yeah, I don't think lava really did anything to. I literally think they're just like in there, just like, oh, this
sucks.
Terrible. Like, why am I here right
also,
now?
Like,
but
does it have
the thing is,
water or seawater to make them like stuck and lose power?
It has to be liquid.
Magma. I mean, it's liquid,
but it's
rock.
But it's not the sea. It's a very specific to the sea.
But like, I think it was like Tekken or someone else literally said like, as long as it's submerged in liquid.
I don't think it's just liquid. I think because it's the essence of the sea that takes their ability away.
That's I'm with you on that. I didn't really like that assertion.
When the thing is, when it comes to them just chilling in lava and being like, that would make lots of Akai Inu stands be like, but, you know what I'm talking about?
Akai Inu loses to Kaido, so they should get over that.
It's true.
All I'm saying is Whitebeard clocked the Kainu and Akai Inu and had his whole face like, and that was a weak.
Exactly. So, that was heart attack. I'm old. My face is gone. Whitebeard.
Sometimes I just watch that clip for fun. It's disgusting.
Oh, it's a good time.
It's disgusting. Just and like Akai Inu's like helplessness and like shock. Like, what's happening?
He's like, oh.
Crazy. But closing statements, I guess, right?
Yeah, I think this is probably a good time to run our tags and yeah.
All right. Ike, you want to go first? We'll finish off with Tyrant.
What do you mean by run tags?
Your channel name and like your handles, where they can find you.
Do I do that now, or do I do my closing statement first?
Oh, do your closing statement first, and then drop your stuff.
All right. Wano had lots of expectations. Some of them were met, not all of them were met. But I enjoyed most of it, and knowing that it's not over yet is really cool when it comes to everything being wrapped up. I have no idea what's going to happen with this ancient weapon, because that's an ancient weapon. We can't just give that to Luffy. They can't just be given. So something's going to have to happen, or it's going to have to be some person or something. I don't know. We can't just give that to Luffy. That's insane. And when it comes to Ryukyu, something's going to happen. He's not just going to be defeated there or just going to stop fighting for no reason. Like Akino's like, hey, don't fight them, and he's just going to turn around and leave. That's not going to happen. But yeah, I'm really excited for that. Yeah, and I'm happy Robin is not taken as of yet.
As of yet.
My stuff is LikeIke747, literally everywhere. You can find me on any of those things: Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and those are the only things I think I'm active on. So yeah, but yeah, that's all my stuff. So yeah, thanks for listening. I'm good.
Nice. All right, everyone, it's me, your boy, your host, OD, and I have a anime and other media channel. You can find me on YouTube at Otaku Talk OD. I'm also on Twitter, Facebook, trying to get a lot better at using those social medias. I have all my links that I will post wherever I post this video, and I'll give it to Tyrant King and you if you guys post anything there. But yeah, every week I do One Piece reviews. I'm gonna be doing other manga reviews. I do My Hero as well. I've been slacking on that, but I'm gonna be doing other manga reviews, trying to get into anime as well. I'm one of those people that like has a lot of ideas, but like the execution sometimes doesn't come through. So we're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that. But as far as One Piece, something I want to let everyone know right now, because I've never been like this, and I felt like it makes me sick. I feel like I've been hypercritical of Wano recently, and I just think that's because I love this series, and it's gone a little bit different than how Oda has typically done things. Things haven't, like, he normally put things in a nice little bow. Every arc has always had some form of outstanding plot, like hole or relevance that hasn't been touched upon. But I do believe with the general community consensus that it felt like it was dragged on and then rushed. And once again, I think that's Oda, once again, having a lot of ideas and then having to put them into practice. So I'm going to be doing my best. I want to do it before the next chapter comes out, where I'm going to do an actual video where I sit down and address every plot point that I either wanted to happen or was mentioned that didn't happen, and discuss, its relevance and how important it is, or is it that it did or did not happen and stuff like that. But I want to make it clear, Oda is one of the GOAT mangaka of our generation. Despite any hangups or qualms we have, I think he is still churning out exceptional work. And at the end of the day, we don't know everything. Wano's not over itself. The story is not over itself. When it comes to promises, progress, and payoff, I feel like we're not at that part where we've been bombarded with the payoff, but I do think it is in store.
Nice. I am TyrantKingKuma. You can find me on YouTube by the same name. You can find me on Twitter by some version of that name. There's an underscore in there somewhere. I always forget it. I got the same image. You'll find it. As far as Wano goes, I mean, I've been enjoying Wano. Like, I know there's ups, downs. There's parts that could be better, parts that are fantastic. I've been reading One Piece for 22 years. I'm in for the ride. I just enjoy every chapter I get. I understand criticisms, and I think they're all valid. I think I understand where you're coming from, especially if you love a story so much. Because I have those feelings sometimes too. But ultimately, I really just enjoy getting that new chapter. And Wano brought me ulti, so I can never hate it. I could never bring myself to hate this arc. No matter what.
This arc did have some of my favorite moments, like the bonbon fireballs. What about that? There was another one.
Yeah.
There's two things in this arc that were my favorite: the bonbon fireball, and there was one more. There was one more I can't remember off the top of my head, but it had two of my favorite moments.
It's got Hamlet and Fortrix. It's got the chicken with the dude coming out of its butt. It doesn't get better than that.
Oh my god.
But yes, thank you all for joining me. This was really fun. Of course, we gotta do more stuff like this.
Absolutely. Alright guys. Take care.
Peace.